All right. I think I'm live a couple minutes early today. Which, what about YouTube? Okay. As we're Hello, everybody that's coming in. Thank you so much for joining me today in the stream. Whether you're one of the first people here or you are a VOD watcher, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube, I appreciate it. Nonetheless, today we are going over the Merida Regionals. I actually didn't get a chance to watch this past weekend, and I love watching the Merida Regionals. I think they do a great job with like production and casting and things like that. So going to go check that out because like I said, I haven't seen it yet. Also, get some commentary practice. It's been a long time since a Japan championship, and I think they're going to be starting up soon again. But for the time being, we just have these English championships. And I know that this was also done in Spanish, right? Because it was in Mexico. Of course, it was in Spanish, and they do a fantastic job over there. So I'm going to, like we've done in the past for the Latin America championships, I'll give you kind of this unofficial English translation of the broadcast. And if you want to watch the official live stream, because I don't own the rights to any of this, I don't own this content or this live stream, I do have in the pinned messages on both YouTube and Twitch. You can check out the link for the official live stream. And if you're on YouTube, right, you're a VOD watcher, or maybe you're just here right now, you want to check out the link in the description below. I do have that for you there that you can watch. But before we actually get into it, I've got just a quick promo. What's up, Lockdown? How you doing? I've got just a quick promo for Nengarden that I'm going to show you guys, sponsoring the today, and during that time I'm gonna post on like Twitter and Discord and things like that. So I'll be back in just a couple seconds. Be right back. Nengarden's been stocking their website with so many new products as of late coming in this spring. For those of you like me that love Nengarden playmats, they've got 2 brand new pre-orders on their website, including Velvet Hollow and Sky Tyrant, featuring Perona and Enel. You can also pre-order the Jester or the Dark Sovereign playmats that have newly been put on the site. If you also love their crossbody bags as much as I do, they've released a ton of great new designs on their website that both include One Piece themes, but also some other popular themes. There's also a special deal with the crossbody bags where if you buy 2 of them, you get $10 off your order that stacks with my affiliate code. Don't waste any time and go check the link in the description below to check out Nengarden's website and use code Atrocious for 10% off your order. I've been using Nengarden for over a year now with all these different products that they make, and I just recommend every single one of them. And they've even got like pins, t-shirts, and things like that that I love on their website too. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and once again, use code Atrocious at checkout for 10% off your order. Now, let's get back to the video. Hello. What's going on, chat? Again, thank you so much to everyone who are coming in, and thank you also to Nengarden for sponsoring today. But yeah, I'm gonna try to treat this as like a as what I usually do during the Japanese cast. I'm just gonna go in, I'm going to commentate on the games as usual, our specialty that we've got going on. And I'm going to also be doing this at 1.5 speed. My goal today is to get all of the championship done in one live stream before I run out of time, because I do have something today. But if we don't have time, to like finish out Top Cut or something like that, we'll just finish it up tomorrow morning, and then I'll put it together as I did for the Red Bull Double Dawn guys to watch. So, chat, let's get into it. The first round is going to be Nami and Enel. I know that's not everybody's favorite matchup, right? But it is probably one of the matchups that you do need to know if you're going to be able to, or if you're going to want to play either one of these decks in the format, right? As they are what I would say the best 2 decks of OP15 right now. And we still have plenty of OP15 championships, right? Whether you're planning for Orlando this upcoming weekend, or maybe you're planning for something like LA Regionals a couple weeks, kind of the weekend before or the weekend of OP16 releasing. I can't remember if it's the weekend of or the weekend before, but yo, what's up, Delta? How you doing today? Not sure who's going first in this game. Obviously, Enel wants to go first in most all matchups, but looks like Nami maybe won the die roll and took from him. Just going to pass no Searcher events. A lot of Namis have been dropping the Searcher events in their deck, the Will You Be My Servant. So as we see in this, not going to be down the Ohm coming in for the Enel. There is a girl promo that the Nami player can play, Jollar. So looks like he is going to be eyeing up playing that down onto the field. It is a very easy, like Mamaragon or El Thor target, but honestly, for Nami, you'd rather it be that than something like one of your 5 costs, your 4 costs, right? Getting frozen or anything like that. So just going to set up Hogback in the trash with that girl promo. That's generally what you want to do, right? With the Nami deck, you want to set up your Thriller Bar cards, and because of the leader effect, after swinging 7 at life and taking, is going to draw a card, fill up the hand a little bit more. Generally a pretty good matchup for Nami, but we'll see if this Enel can do anything spicy to run away with this game. Just starting out with the 5K swing, maybe going for a Holly angle right now, and Nami using leader effect to be able to be a 7K leader. Immediately, Enel using leader effect. He's just going to play down a Frankie, so he's going to establish some defense right now with a nice little blocker. Now pitching the Shura to draw 2 cards, just going to pass off the turn. Does not want to swing with the 1-drop, right? Because Nami being a 7K leader, going to be really, really tough to swing those 1-drop. I wonder if the West will ever get like card holders. They might. They do it for Worlds, but Zeus is going to be coming in to get rid of the Frankie, right? Less bigger or mid-sized bodies on the board to be able to swing at Nami, and then leader effect going off because Nami took a life within her life area. Is, I believe, at 7 or 8 cards in hand. It's just going to go ahead and swing 9, try to get this Enel down even farther, already at 3 lives. So pretty decent start for the Nami, I think, at this point, right? No free blocks or anything like that. And a body off of the field. We'll see now at a full 6 Dawn if the Enel has a secret rare searcher, and he does, right? Is going to be looking at that top 5 to try to find a card, any sort of piece. Enel can't grab anything within the deck. You do not have to reveal it. All you have to do is afterwards, when you grab it, just put it in the trash. I love on the production, too, that they're rotating these cards up top. Shout out the production of Sang Sang. They do a great job in I love the Latin America region. It looks like he's going to be grabbing this card. Not sure what it is. Looks like a Mamaragon it was. Maybe going to go in with Mamaragon and try to clear this girl promo, right? The girl promo is going to be able to give Nami and Dawn every single turn, be able to tap out. And so there we go with El Thor just getting rid of the girl promo. Better than Mamaragon, right? Because you can just outright get rid of it instead of committing 4 cards, swing at it. But now uses leader effect, attaches onto the Ohm. With the power boost of El Thor, it is going to be a 7K swing, so it's going to command 2 cards in hand. That's a leader effect, and the girl promo has 1 Dawn left up. We'll see if he has a 1-drop to play out on the field. I think he does have an Ohm. He might go ahead and play out this Ohm. He is, just to be able to draw a card, since Nami is a 7K, can't swing here with only 1 Dawn. So is going to go with a Lightning Dragon just to be able to cycle and draw another card, passing off the turn to the Nami Jose. Jose is going to be looking at some plays. Looks like has a Borsalino in hand, Robin. Robin is going to be that target to be able just to cycle, life draw a card, and establish this big body on the field that is very hard for Enel to deal with, right? Just simply because with the Robin with that on KO effect of dealing damage is going to be a hard question to get rid of for the Enel. But the Zeus swinging in at the Ohm. Zeus, even though, right, is not necessarily a body that can swing, very good in this matchup, not only to remove a body, but also being at 2,000 base power, swing at these little 1-cost 2,000 power bodies that Enel will try to populate onto the field. So definitely getting rid of that is a nice one. We'll see how Diego tries to approach this. I don't know if he has a secret rare Enel in hand. We see a Reiju in there. Or actually, maybe he does have a secret rare Enel, but it's just going to go with the 7K swing with the leader. No secret rare Enel coming down onto the field as Nami takes a life, going down to 3. The El Thor is going to get rid of the Zeus, boosting the Ohm by 1,000 power. Now a 3K character. The El Thor, very, very nice to be able to try to swing in with these 1-drops at the Nami and is just going to play a Reiju down on the field after the Lightning Beast hits and minuses 2,000 or 1,000 power now on the Robin, a 7k body, but probably not swinging at it. Leader effect from the Enel going to go off and attach Fordon onto the Ohm. The Ohm now swinging 7,000 powers once again, just going to be a leader effect and 2k to get out, or I'm sorry, just a 2k, 1k to get out of the attack. No Dawn on the Nami to utilize for leader effect. And so now the secret rare Enel swing is going to go in, take a life, no trigger, and the Charlotte Pudding coming in to look for an event. A couple, I think all 4 cards, or 3 of the 4, are events, and Mamaragon looks to be the option for the Enel player. Maybe trying to think about a potential Borsalino. Right now that Nami is at 2 or less life, Borsalino is active as a body that can go in and heal. I think we've got a couple 7-cost Robins in the hand, so we might just go in and try to stack Robin right now. The Enel player also has more than 4 events in the trash, I believe, so this Reiju should be a 7,000 power blocker. That is going to be impactful, right, in some of these numbers, but the Robin swings first and is going to take a life, letting Nami draw a card. Sitting at 9, Dawn, we can't play that Edward Newgate as of yet. Yeah, I think Robin is the play right now, especially at 9. You can go ahead, play a Robin, and swing another 7 at lead. That means with this Reiju right here, is going to have to force out a card, even if it is Mamaragon. So is going to go ahead, use that Robin, as we mentioned, after the Mamaragon, and a block to be able to keep the Reiju alive. Still sitting at a good amount of cards in hand, I feel like, for Diego and this purple Enel deck. We'll see what he decides to do. Does have a Senior Pink in the hand. Senior Pink might be a good option to use. We also have another secret rare Enel. What is the better target within this? And it looks like the Senior Pink is going to be the option. Is going to grab a Lightning Beat at 10 and then restand 1 Dawn. We'll see if he has a Gamma Knife in hand to swing at the Robin. Don't know if I would exactly do that, but it is an extra Dawn to be able to attach to leader to force not only leader effect, but another card in hand, getting rid of the Kiku and the Hogback there. Now, the Lightning Beast Kitten is going to make the Robin a 7k power character. Still a very good hand size for this Enel. I think he's playing this pretty weird, or pretty well. What's up, Steven? Now the Ohm swinging in is going to make Robin a 6,000 power character, and the Lightning Dragon freezing the Robin. Since it freezes current 6,000 power characters, Robin, that rested one, will not restand in the next refresh phase, minimizing the amount of swings that this Nami is going to have. Leader effect being attached to the Reiju. Going to get aggressive with the Reiju and swing 11,000 power. This is 1.5 speed. 1.5 speed. Nami going to take the life. Another 11,000 power swing is going to go ahead, take that one as well. Going down to 1, passing off the turn. No blockers on the field, but only 2 swings that the Nami can utilize in this turn. I think the Enel, especially with about 10 cards in hand, 9 or 10 cards in hand, is pretty solid, I think, at this point. Enel is not looking too bad right now. But yeah, for anyone who is curious, this is 1.5 speed, just because I do have a limited amount of time today, and I would like to get at least all the Swiss rounds done in this stream. I'd also get I would also like to get all of Top Cut done today, if I can. But yeah, doing it at 1.5 speed. Is going to opt for a Robin instead of an Edward Newgate, right? To be able to heal, get to 2 life is a potential trigger that could go off as a potential other card that you can get, especially because now your leader effect procs to be able to draw 1 card because of that Robin. I don't hate that play in general, especially because you need hand advantage right now. What's going on at Patreon? How are you doing today? Start now with an 8k swing. We'll see where this is going. I think this is going at lead, ignoring the Reiju right now. So an 8k swing for the Enel is going to have to command a couple events. Is going to Mamaragon for 6, Vari for 8. Needs to pitch a 1k to be able to get out of this attack. Looks like it's going to be a pudding. And another 8k swing. So it looks like just going a bunch of 8s. Does command a couple cards from Enel's hand every time, right? Because a lot of their events on the counter side are plus 2,000 counter. So Enel is going to go down to 1. Is going to take that now going into his turn. Reiju stays alive, also has the Senior Pink. Now we've got a couple cards like the Reiju, like the Senior Pink. These other cards that can now go in and put pressure on the Nami to swing 7 and starts out just with another 2 is going to go ahead with Leader Effect in 1K to get out of the 7,000 power attack. Now sitting at 7 for the rest of the turn. Frankie is going to come in, right, as a blocker. Pitching the secret rare Enel is really just only going in with 1 secret rare Enel in this game. Now spreading the board with stuff like Senior Pink, Frankie, Reiju. Now Leader Effect going off is going to attach all of the done to Senior Pink. Is going to be a 10,000 power swing at this point. Is going to have to command a couple cards at hand. 2/2Ks to get out of this attack. I don't know if Nami has 2/2Ks right now. They have at least one, or actually they do have 2/2Ks. I see a Kumasi and the Zeus in the hand, but Nami decides to take it. No trigger on that one, and then another 11K swing coming in at the Nami. This is going to have to be 3 cards now. Three cards in the hand, could be 2/2/1. Get out of this attack. No Dawn left, so this is the only other swing that can come in. Is thinking about pitching the 3. Is going to go ahead for it. The Zeus, Kumasi, and Nami. 2/2/1. Nami, a lot of bricks in hand right now. 2 Geckos, a new gate, but at least has a 2K Zeus. So passes off the turn going into Nami. I think it's interesting. I think Enel definitely is a gatekeeper in the format, but I'm not like too worried about it. I don't mind there being a best deck in the format a lot of times. It's really just gonna have to see with the future of the game. So like with OP16, is Enel still the gatekeeper of the format, right? Then once you get like multiple formats of a deck being the best and a gatekeeper, that's when I start to have a little bit of a problem with. No, I think Enel is pretty skillful, in my personal opinion, and I like watching Enel games, especially top-level players playing Enel, you know? So I don't mind it too much. So Nami now just going to be starting in with an 8,000 power swing. 2 blockers standing on the field for Diego and this Enel deck, so not very likely that Nami is going to be able to get lethal. Is going to go 2 events. It looks like Lightning Beast Kitten and Vari, I think they are, be able to get to 4,000 power. That heralded 9. Another 8K swing coming in at lead. I think this Enel is sitting pretty good. We do have an 8-cost Gecko, so we do have potential for a little bit more healing. I put another card in the life. Is going to go ahead block with the Frankie on that. AK does not want to commit any more into the hand. Do have a Hogback in the life, and also Kumasi. But I don't think we have Corona. But we might just try, after this 7 and another 8, we might just try to go 8-cost Gecko Moria into Kumasi in life, and then maybe just have a 2K in the hand. I will say that Gamma Knife is very good in the deck. Yeah, Stuart, I agree. I think Bandai didn't expect Gamma Knife to come into the deck. They definitely didn't expect Senior Pink and Gamma Knife to be in combination to the deck. That's for sure. It looks like opting for the Edward Newgate, just getting that draw 2, trash 1 for the extra done. Now is going to be a 7K swing from lead and a 10K swing from the Robin. Maybe just valuing a little bit more the extra cards that Newgate provides to be able to find like counter cards. Is going to swing 7 now at Senior Pink. I don't know if I really like this swing, because I feel like this is like, yeah, just 2 once to get out of it. And now this swing right here could just be a block or just a knockout right now. I mean, Reiju is a 7K body, so I feel like you just always let Senior Pink go away. But now with 5 cards in hand, the Enel has a couple different bodies to swing with, but now a blocker Newgate sitting in his face. A Gamma Knife, if used on the new gate, is not going to be enough to take a Mamaragon to be able to get rid of him, but the Gecko leader effect and the 1K out of the swing kind of, it doesn't fully nullify lethal lines for Enel, but makes it a lot harder. So the Vari coming in is going to make Enel an 8 cost, and more importantly, puts a Dawn back into the deck. Going to go with a Charlotte Pudding, just going to be searching for an event. Does find Gamma Knife. Gamma Knife being minus 5,000 power, and then Ohm being minus 1,000 power. I don't think is enough to Mamaragon the new gate, but it puts a lot of pressure to, if they block, new gate would die. So new gate now a 7,000 power character. Is going to be 6,000 with the Ohm. Leader effect now going in, attaching the Dawn onto the Reiju. Be a 10,000 power character. Another Gamma Knife. Oh, we're seeing double Gamma Knife in this game. And the Mamaragon to be able to rest the new gate. Holy smokes. And now we have 10-10 sitting here for these two bodies. Can Nami get out of 10-10? Is going to be the real question. If Diego is trying to go in for lethal, the first 10,000 power swing, all you have to do is just get out of one of these attacks. Dang, the double Gamma Knife. We're already seeing how strong Gamma Knife is, right? We were just talking about Gamma Knife on how good it is in Enel, and Stuart, as you're saying, this is a perfect example. No trigger on this one, but the 10K swing is going to be 2-1-1. That is going to be 11,000 power, and Diego just going to pass off the turn. Nothing else to do and just scoop. Give it to Jose. So Jose finding just the right amount of counter. The last card in the hand being a Gecko Moria. Oh my goodness. And I think Diego was looking so good for a while, but just at the very end could not pull through. Nami just being able to utilize the leader effect, just being able to draw cards constantly. And especially with that Newgate, I think kind of Newgate was the deal breaker in that one potentially, right? Because Newgate allowed not only to cycle one of the bricks in hand, but also potentially be able to have that blocker there and force like the double Gamma Knife and Mamaragon play to be able to even have a chance at it. Pizza Boy, what's good? How are you today? And Chad, thank you so much for joining me as usual for these live streams. Remember, I do have the official live stream links for you guys in the pinned messages. Ooh, my gosh, Red Yellow Bonnie for round 2. And also on YouTube in the link in the description below. So if you want to watch the official live stream of the Sang Sang Regionals, we do have that there for you. I don't own this content, so I want to provide the live stream link for you. But for those of you that maybe don't know Spanish and maybe want some unofficial English commentary, I'm happy to help you guys out while showing you guys. And also, especially on YouTube, make sure to go check out the link to the YouTube channel, to the Sang Sang Regionals, right? Because that's where they're always going to stream Latin America Regionals, I believe, typically. It's always going to be on the Sang Sang channels. And so it's always going to be very, very nice for those of you that want to check out live streams in the future. They're very good production. They've watched our stream and stuff like that. And we've streamed a couple of their regionals, and they're always very appreciated. So I love those people over there. Yeah, I agree, Stuart. Like, that would have tilted me as a Nami player, but they had just enough counter. They had just enough. Yo, what's going on, Houdini? Delta, what's good? Love Red Yellow Bonnie. I need to pull up real quick. Before we get into this match, I need to pull up Eggman's deck builder. Mostly because with Red Yellow Bonnie, it's like an obscure matchup, right? It's not one that you see a ton. So I need to make sure that I know every card that I see in this match here for you guys. All right. Let's get into this. I do not know how this matchup is. I don't know if Jesus over here on the Nami is favored, or if I don't know if David is favored in this one, especially because I love the double Zeus on the screen, by the way. you know, Nami being a 7K leader is very, very nice, but Jewelry Bonnie can become a 9K leader, right? And even the Robins that we saw in the last game, right? Robin, you know, is an 8,000 power body. That's not 9 to be able to swing with Jewelry Bonnie. So I wonder if this matchup really comes down to, like, how many times can Bonnie become a 9,000 power leader, or even maybe boosting up to 7, right? So looks like Nami is going first in this game. Jewelry Bonnie going to start. We'll see if they have any searches. No Jewelry Bonnie searches or anything of the sort. You definitely don't like seeing that. If you're the Bonnie, is going to start out with the girl promo now on the 3 Dawn turn. Is going to go ahead, get the Hog back in trash set up as we saw last game. Last game, there was no Thriller Bark triggers really that the Nami had, but set themselves up to be able to have a 7,000 power swing. Is going to go ahead lead Jewelry Bonnie taking the life, and will pass off the turn onto the Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie loves getting down to that 1 or less life, because on opponent's turn, Jewelry Bonnie is going to be a 7,000 power leader when they have 1 or less life on the opponent's turn. And especially with that activate main, they're going to be able to take a life. But, oh my goodness, this is looking pretty good for the Nami, because Bonnie doesn't even have a play on this turn besides a 9,000 power swing. And so the Perona is going to be able to trigger and play out the Hogback. You hate to see that if you're David, and this red-yellow Bonnie now on a 5 Dawn turn is going to go with a Nami to be able to force Bonnie to take a life, right? Because if your opponent has 3 or more life, they've got to put 1 in hand, activating the leader effect. Now getting a 5,000 power swing and a 7,000 power swing is going to command a couple different cards out of this Bonnie's hand. This is not looking good for Bonnie, I feel like, right now. Yeah, yellow card market prices are in shambles. Yellow just in general. And so is going to 2K out of a 5,000 power attack. Wait, what are they going back on right now? What's happening with the judge? I mean, we played the Nami, right? We attached the Dawn. We utilized girls activate main to put a Dawn onto the leader. Yeah, I've done, loyalties. I've done a couple different regionals and stuff like that. And I did Bandai Card Fest as well when it was in Vegas this in February. I've done a couple different major events. Casting is like my main shtick, I'll say, yeah. But I hope you're having a good day today. Thanks for coming in. I'm not the official caster for this region, but this regional was done purely in Spanish, so I'm just trying to get some extra commentary practice on this championship. And if you want to watch the official live stream, as I mentioned, make sure to go check out the links and the links in the pin messages or in the description below on YouTube. So there we go. We got that 2K counter out of the attack, and now Nami swinging 7 is going to put the Bonnie to 1. So now Bonnie, a 7,000 power leader, but on a 6 Dawn turn. That was pretty quick that you got there, right? And now you finally have a 1-drop searcher. Do you want to use it? They are going to use it, this 1-drop searcher. Going to look at that top 4 for a Straw Hat Crew or Jewel or Egghead type card. We see a 3-cost Lilith in that search, right? So with that Egghead version, see a lot of 9-cost Bonnies in there, but opts for a 2K, maybe just values a little bit more of the counter right now because they're only at 1 life, still 5 Dawn left to be able to use. We'll see what he decides to do after this 5K swing. This 5K swing, Nami is going to utilize the leader effect to become a 7K leader and pitch that Kiku Nojo. So the 5 with Borsalino, because the Bonnie was at 2 or less life, is going to heal. Even though you don't get your leader effect anymore, right at this point of being a 7K leader, I still like the Borsalino, right? Healing a card, also getting a blocker on field. This Borsalino just so good. See how Nami decides to approach this. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed Vegas. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm glad it went. I mean, Vegas just went so well. And so the Silver's Rayleigh coming down for Jesus is going to go ahead now because the opponent is at 3 or less life. KO a base 7,000 power or less character is going to be that Borsalino to get no value on the blocking if you want to counter or prevent a life from being taken. It's going to have to be cards from hand. And so after that swing, Bonnie, now a 7,000 power leader, getting that leader effect off because the life left the life area, is going to go ahead with the Nami swing 7 and 1K out of it. Nami still having a Dawn attached to leader, so it is going to be a 7K defensively for her as well. Now we're on the 8 Dawn turn for this Bonnie, and now things are starting to go. It is a 7 cost Zoro, so Zoro is going to be able to boost Jewelry Bonnie 2,000 power through the opponent's next turn. So it is going to be a 7K power leader offensively and a 9K power defensively. Zoro not going to be able to get that rush character effect, right, because there's only 6,000 power bodies on the field, is going to 2 1Ks out of that attack. You like seeing that if you're the Bonnie right now. Or wait, no, went leader effect and 1K. Okay, so I guess not very telling. I forgot about leader effect and 1K. The leader effect is so hard for me to remember on the Nami, I feel like, especially when they actually do the leader effect. But Nami now should be at 9 Dawn. We'll see what they decide to do. Looks like is going to spread out the Dawn a little bit, especially because Jewelry Bonnie is now a 9,000 power leader, right, with the Zoro effect, with the leader effect. Going to be really hard to actually swing, so maybe you just want to set up the board instead. We see a 4-cost Zoro in the hand. Maybe swinging with one body, if anything, right now. Or maybe with leader. You have 8-cost Gecko Moria to maybe put the hog back in the life. But is going to attach 3 and swing 9,000 power at lead. No Gecko Moria on this turn, but still could go something like Zoro's 6 Dawn left to be able to utilize. We'll see if Bonnie gives up a 1K for this. Is going to go ahead and use an event. So this event, I need to look up this event real quick because I should have done this knowing that this was coming. I can't remember the name of it, but I know it minuses power to a couple different places. Where is this card? Raw Heat Strike. On the counter, up to one of your leaders or characters gains plus 2,000 power for the battle, and then if you have 1 or less life, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 2,000 power in the turn. So going ahead just with double swings, not producing any bodies right now, just trying to ask for cards out of hand from this Jewelry Bonnie. Prevented the Silver's Rayleigh from swinging, doing the minus power there. So now with another 7-cost Zoro is going to be able to go in and be a 9K leader yet again. I talked about how Jewelry Bonnie might just want to be a 9,000 power leader as many times as possible within this matchup. And now we're swinging 9,000 power over at Nami, taking the life, and another 9,000 power swing coming in at lead is just going to be very aggressive, is going to leader effect 2K and 1K to go to 10,000 power and get out of that attack. Again, the Zoro that we just played down on the field does not get the ability to attack characters because there's no 8K characters on the field. Maybe not playing the Gecko in avoidance for something like that, right? Just trying to get more low to the ground. But that low to the ground style makes it so much more harder for the Jewelry Bonnie to swing at. So we're starting to see a little bit of stabilization for the Bonnie right now. We'll see how Nami can interact with this. Looks like attaching 5 Dawn for an 11,000 power swing coming in at the Bonnie. Especially with 1 Dawn left as active. Maybe is trying to bait out another one of these Raw Heat Strikes from the hand. Raw Heat Strike, if you minus the Nami, would get out of the attack. But then would allow with the other 5 Dawn to be able to swing at another character. You also want a Dawn on leader, right? So maybe they're playing Zoro, but a Raw Heat Strike is going to go in minus the Rayleigh, and now at 11,000 power does have to pitch a 1K Nami in the hand to get out of the attack. So Rayleigh now a 4,000 power character. Borsalino just coming in to go ahead and heal, and the girl promo just getting a Dawn on leader, right? You want to have a Dawn on leader pretty much every single turn in this game, and especially with this deck in general. Now Bonnie, we'll see what they decide to do. They do have that 9-cost rush. Bonnie would not give them a power boost, right, to be a 9,000 power leader, but would be a very aggressive body to be able to go in at this opponent. So it looks like the 10 cost Luffy is going to be coming in instead. Because you're at 1 or less life, you're able to play this Luffy for only 9 Dawn, and is a blocker. If you pitch 1 card in hand, give your leader plus 2,000 power. Is going to be just another turn that this Jewelry Bonnie is going to be a 9,000 power leader. So now with a 8,000 power swing is going to be a leader effect and 2k to go to 9 to get out of that attack. Now there's a couple 9s coming in. Nami going to be taking the first one, putting it in hand. Looks like potentially a trigger, but is going to opt to put it in hand. It's Kumasi, and then block the other one. Is just going to pass off the turn. This Luffy, only a blocker on this opponent's turn. It'll go back to a normal character after the Nami's turn. But as a 12k body, going to be really hard to get around. I think this deck is fun too. I have a friend that plays this deck in like the Pirates parties and stuff. He has a ton of fun playing this deck. So a 9,000 power swing is just going to command a card once again out of hand. We're seeing Nami go into this kind of low to the ground style, just attaching a bunch of Dawn, swinging a ton of 9s. There is a blocker, right, with that Luffy. Only 3 cards in hand. This Jewelry Bonnie running out of cards right now is going to go with a 4 cost Zoro to be able to trash 1 card from hand and heal 1 life, and then get the girl promo to attach a Dawn onto the leader yet again. Nami's still sitting at 3 life right now. Passing off the turn is going to go to David, and the Bonnie does have a couple menacing bodies on his side of the field right now. No blockers. I think only 1 or 2 cards in hand for Jesus. I wonder if there is a lethal line right now. Just swinging 5 is going to counter out of that attack. Now going in with these different swings. Maybe thinking of a 9 cost Jewelry Bonnie. Angle is going to counter out of that attack. Now going in with the 9 cost Jewelry Bonnie. Nami has to take a life. And with these 2 swings, might be able to get the game. Especially with this trigger playing down Kiku Nojo. Now swinging the Luffy is not going to be enough. And Bonnie is going to start out 2-0. In this championship. Wow, it was so scary in the beginning, but yet again, like I talked about, just being able to consecutively get to be a 9,000 power leader defensively puts Nami in this such a weird position where they have to mingle between board state and pressure at the life, and it worked out really well for that Bonnie. Holy smokes. Hey, congratulations on graduating, Loyalty. That's huge. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Appreciate that. I'm glad things are going well for you, my friend. Haseun. Hopefully I said that right. I'm not sure if I did. Hello. I hope you're having a good day, my friend. Thanks for coming in. Heads up for Gear 5 Bonnie. Yeah, that was a pretty cool game. I mean, I didn't know if Bonnie would be able to squeak that out, especially because the beginning was so difficult, but it was crazy. Yo, what's up, Rob Andrews? Yeah, I know people have very strong feelings on Nami. I don't have as strong of feelings as a lot of other people, but I totally understand if somebody is very anti-Nami. So check, it's Crocodile time. This is the deck that I love playing in the OP15 format with the Enel. The die roll is very impactful, but I think there's a lot of good play that Nami can utilize. Or I'm sorry, that Crocodile can utilize in this matchup to try to gain advantage over the purple Enel. Croc mains rise up, yeah. I think Houdini, because they wanted to pressure life, like, more immediately. I think that was kind of their game plan. I don't know if it was correct, but that's the main reason. Because if you play like 8-cost Gecko Moria when Bonnie is a 9k leader, then you can't get any swings with your 6,000, 5,000 power bodies. Penel is a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I mean, it's pretty close. Yo, what's up? How are you, Denny? We've been going like about a 40 minutes right now. We're very early. We're on round 3. Yeah, we'll see if Crocodile won the die roll. Crocodile having very good success lately right out in the West. Has multiple runner-up finishes in these regional championships the last couple weeks. I think has back-to-back weekends. Yeah, I'm glad things are looking up, Loyalty. That's always good to hear. All right, here we go. Looks like Crocodile did go first, so probably won the die roll and has a disappointed to start. Can't complain about that too much. A Merry Christmas going into the trash. I know a Wednesday was in the trash, but I don't know what the other card was for Salvador and this Crocodile. Looks like it was a Patchwork. Patchwork, definitely a really crucial card within this matchup. Definitely want to see it. It looks like Enel right now just starting out with the 1-drops. Has a pudding. Not the perfect 1-drop that you can ask for, but is just going to be a nice body to be able to apply some pressure on this Crocodile in the early stages. Finds Divine Departure. This can be nice later to be able to get rid of the Miss All Sundays that could come down on the field. Now with the 3-Dawn turn, just going to be doing some more milling. Looks like Daz Bones disappointed, and a Nightmare Luffy is going to grab the Daz Bones, the only option you can grab off of there. Trying to set ourselves up for a Bon Clay in the next turn, but I don't know if we have Bon Clay in the hand. So is going to go with the Merry Christmas and utilize Leader Effect. This may seem a little weird to a lot of people, but you want to be able to utilize that draw 1 effect on the on KO for the Merry Christmas to find another card, dig a little bit deeper, finds a Miss Wednesday, and plays it down on the field. Now going in with the 5,000 power swing at lead. I wonder why playing the Miss Wednesday. Maybe to be able to use Leader Effect if you find a Bon Clay or something like that. Because if your goal is to just battle out against the 1-drops and stuff, Merry Christmas is probably a better 2K if he wants. So after the Mamaragon getting out of the 5,000 power swing is going to pass off the turn now with the 4-Dawn turn. See if he's got a 4-drop to play, and he does with Frankie. Frankie going to be a nice body to be able to cycle out the hand, although it is a very easy target for a Daz Bones. Maybe just has the Miss Wednesday right now to be able to use Leader Effect and then hard play the Daz Bones to be able to swing in at either the blocker or the life. Hopefully there's no El Thor that comes in. Now with the 5,000 power swing going in at lead is going to gem out of that attack. So Vari coming in, that is not El Thor, is going to boost up the Frankie by 2 cost, making him a 6 cost, but still not enough for the Leader Effect. Now using Enel's Leader Effect to be able to get the pudding to be a 6,000 power character. We might see Salvador now take a life real quick. Going into the hand, it's going to be a Bon Clay. That's the perfect card that you were wanting right now. And the Satori coming in to be able to draw a card. And now this is almost why I would have loved the Merry Christmas instead of the Wednesday, because if you do end up finding Bon Clay, now you can't like Leader Effect, and this Wednesday being a 1,000 power character, I would have loved to have a 2,000 power character to maybe go in at the Charlotte Pudding. So the 5,000 power swing is going to clear the pudding right now, and with the Bon Clay is going to go in, use Leader Effect, mill minus cost on the Frankie, and now mill 2 cards is going to be Patchwork and Bon Clay. Second Patchwork hitting the trash. You hate to see those Patchworks getting away from you, but is going to play the Daz Bones from hand to rest a 0 cost, is going to be that Frankie. We might see the Miss Wednesday now minusing 3,000 power. The Frankie is going to be a 2,000 power character, and the Daz Bones clearing it, because you can swing at a 0 cost character if there is a 0, or you can swing at characters if there's a 0 cost character on the field. So good job by this Croc. Ended up finding that Bon Clay on life, which was very, very big. And I guess maybe that's why you want the Miss Wednesday on field, because if you do find the Bon Clay, it feels kind of risky, but if you find the Bon Clay, it just pays so much dividends like we saw there. And so the Secret Rare Enel coming in right now is going to go ahead and look through that top 5, see what he decides to grab. 2 Zala should be fine. I play 1 Zala. I feel like 1 Zala is what you want. I don't know if I can be convinced to go up to 2. Krieg is a fun deck. He's not great, but he's fun. Ends up going with a Lightning Dragon to freeze that. Dazbones nullifies the pressure on the board. So that's going to be pretty good for the Enel. You want to have Lightning Dragons for these different characters that come out onto the field for Crocodile. Now a 5,000 power swing in at Tori is going to be able to swing potentially as well after leader effect, and Croc takes this first one, is going to go ahead, re-ramp that active Dawn, bring 4 rested onto the Satori. We'll see if he swings 7. He's got another 1-drop that he'll want to play out onto the field. Is just going to swing 6 instead. Force a 2K out of hand after reordering the top 2. Can't tell what the 2 cards are, but did put him up at the top of the life, and with a 6K swing, we get out of that with a Merry Christmas. So the Shura comes in now. Shura coming in to draw a card. You want to establish a 1-drop, I feel like, in this matchup every single time after you use your leader effect, right? That active Dawn that you re-ramp more than likely is to play out a 1-drop instead of being like an extra 1,000 power. Crocodile now at 7. We'll see if he's got to miss all Sunday to be able to play out on the field. Is going to KO that Satori with the swing. And does have the Sunday. So the Sunday going to be coming in to the board, and we'll see what he decides to go into. Can bring out a 4 cost and a 1 cost. So opting for the Bond Clay. Has not seen a Valentine yet, but is going to go with a Wednesday. See also what he decides maybe to leader effect. KO Bond Clay going to minus the Enel and mill 2 cards. Going to be a Golden Week and a Valentine. There's a Valentine to be able to utilize if you've got another Sunday coming, but is going to go with a gem, even though a 6,000 power blocker, not very great in this format. Being able to cycle 2 cards from, or being able to draw 2, trash 1 is definitely very nice in my opinion, and gem a good body. Did find the zombie Luffy, the Nightmare Luffy, so I really like that. But probably going to want to play Crocodiles in the next turn, especially if another secret rare Enel comes down onto the field. I actually don't know if Guillermo has a secret rare Enel. He has a super rare Enel, right? That blocker one. Just checking Miss All Sunday to make sure there's no on KO effects. You thinking of Gamma Knifing? He's going to Gamma Knife, I believe, the Miss All Sunday. Might go in with like an L Thor to be able to get rid of it. Now sitting at a 3,000 power character is just in the range of L Thor. And there's that KO boosting up the Shura. Is going to get rid of that character right there. That's going to be a very impactful body. Usually whenever a Miss All Sunday comes down, you want to immediately respond with a Gamma Knife L Thor combo or something of the sort. Maybe even a Mama Ragon. Going to be nice for Enel. The good news is for Salvador's, there's no secret rare Enel that's going to be coming out, or any sort of 10K body. Ends up taking that first to life, now going in with the swing. If he decides to take, or oh, he is going to take. No Dawn left open for that ground death in the hand, but plays the Reiju down onto the field. Is going to go ahead and be a 7,000 power blocker. I believe we have 4 events in trash, yeah. And the Lightning Dragon frees Dazbones yet again. Dazbones, again, not going to have value. Is going to minimize the amount of swings that Salvador has with this Crocodile deck. Mama Ragon coming in just really to rest the Miss Wednesday. Maybe swing the Shura at it. Just want to clear it off the field. You don't want like a leader effect and minus power on your Reiju, right? To be able to maybe not be able to block for free at any time. And especially at this state of the game when Reiju is a 7,000 power body, if you do get rid of this Miss Wednesday, you're going to be able with you know, that blocker to try to get a free block on either leader or the gem because of the 8-cost Crocodile taking up so much Dawn. So is going to go ahead, leader effect, and just clear that Shura, playing down another pudding. Looking at that top 4, does have at least one event. I think I saw a Vari in there. I don't think Enel needs to be banned. I think Enel, even though it's very, very good, it is mortal. And I think there is counterplay to it, which hence why Nami exists. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see Enel be the best deck for like multiple formats. Then I think there's a problem. But as of right now, I'm pretty mild on him. So Croc is going to go in and swing, get rid of this Shura. Reiju is a 9-cost. If he goes in with Crocodile right here, can go ahead and make sure this Enel cannot swing within the next turn. But since Reiju is a 9-cost, you are going to be able to draw an extra card that's going to be very nice for you. Now using leader effect to get rid of this Crocodile is going to -10 the Enel. Looks like. Getting rid of the Miss All Sunday to be able to play Croc back on the field is going to go ahead, say that the Reiju cannot attack him because the Reiju was still a 9-cost. I actually kind of like this because now you get to draw an extra card because you minus the Enel, and Reiju still in the 9-cost is still in range of the Crocodile's effect. I think if we go into next format, I think if we go into OP16 and Enel is still like very obviously the top deck, then I think maybe something needs to be hit. But I think for now, I mean, this OP15 format, I think it's whatever. We'll see in OP15 when we get the full set release and we start seeing decks, but Enel going to be starting out with that blocker Enel. A lot of people had taken this card out of their decks in the last couple of weeks, so starting to see another one is not going to bode well for Salvador, right? Especially because that's more opportunities to be able to draw cards. They are going to pitch a card in hand, though, to be able to make him a 10,000 power blocker. And so now leader effect coming in, going to be attaching onto the pudding, swing 6,000 power now at the Dazbones, it looks like. Just going to be a 1K to get out of it. Is going to go ahead. Oh, was there a lightning kitten that I maybe missed? Maybe I did miss it. Is going to go 2 1Ks to get out of the attack. Now, just a 6,000 power going at lead, it looks like. Going to be a block and 1K to get out of the attack. That was the last swing of the turn. Now we pass off the turn, now going into Crocodile. We'll see if he's got another Crocodile to be able to utilize. He might have a situation to where, like, if he had a Patchwork in hand and Crocodile, which I think he does. I'm going to say he could potentially go in and try to bait the free block on the Enel and then stun 3 things in a single turn. First, getting rid of that pudding. Now going in with the Dazbones, just going to be asking for a card. Is going to go ahead and take the life. Finally put this Enel down to 4. Crocodile swinging in is going to block. Does have to give up another card. Looks like Mama Ragon to be able to draw one cycle. Now leader effect on Crocodile going to be minusing 10 on the Enel, the rested Enel. Just in case we draw into a Patchwork, is going to opt to not mill any cards. Play that Crocodile on the field, getting rid of the Babe, stunning the secret rare. Enel did not find a Patchwork, but we do have another 8-cost in the hand to be able to go in and stun. We'll be curious to see what he decides to go on the safe route and stun the other Enel. I kind of like that. I never like gambling trying to draw into Patchwork on that one. And because the Reiju still standing as a 9-cost means that you can constantly draw a card with those Crocodiles. We see another Crocodile as well in the follow-up. If he doesn't play another Enel, these 10,000 power bodies are going to be locked, especially on the aggression. 2 on left open. presumably 4 ground deaths on Salvador's. Yeah, I think banning the leader itself would be a little too far, although that would be typical Bandai. But if they were going to do something, it would have to be like Gamma Knight, I think. So does find another secret rare Enel. Still has the opportunity to make this SR Enel a blocker if he wants to. So again, if he draws into a patchwork, still has 2 left remaining in the deck. So is going to minus 1,000 power the gem on the kitten. Bari is going to go in, is going to make the Reiju an 11 cost. So now because of that, it's a little bit harder for Crocodile to freeze, but I don't think it's really the target of Crocodile's freezing as of right now. Using leader effect and attaching the rest of Dawn onto Reiju. We'll see if he decides to swing with the Reiju. Be a little 5 poke. The gem is a 5,000 power character, so just a 1k getting out of the attack. Now going in with Satori, just going a little bit wider. Draw 1 card, maybe have that 1 drop to be able to swing in a future turn. Hey, be civil in chat, okay? Chat, be civil. Be civil. Enel is very aggressive and Enel is very oppressive, but I don't know, not right now, if it's ban worthy. We've always had like a good deck. Well, not always. OP12, there was a couple. Queen coming in with Reiju is going to ground death and 2k out of it. What are they talking about? Did he swing at the gem? No, wait, because that would still 5,000 either way. Oh, it's 11 to 5. So yes, you do have to get rid of another 1k in the hand, is what they were talking. So the zombie loop. Yeah. That's why you always need dice, chat. You do have another Crocodile in the hand. So 5k swing coming in at lead. Both players only 3 cards in hand right now. But especially with the secret rare Enel stacking up. Like it is just going to be a lightning B10. Get out of that one. Now the Crocodile swinging in at the Reiju. Getting rid of the Reiju bodies, leaving the field right now. Is going to be a 10k lead. Going to go down 2-2. Does not want to free block. I think doesn't want to give it the opportunity of patchwork. This is going to minus 10 the active, no die, Enel. Actually, wait, did he pitch for the blocker? I don't know if he did, actually. But Crocodile is going to be stunning. Crocodile is going to be stunning. Wait, what do these dice mean? And so Crocodile is going to be stunning the topside secret rare Enel. And then the other one played is going to stun the other secret rare Enel. So maybe that SR Enel did have blocker. Thinking about using the black die is blocker. Thank you, Hungry Korean. Yeah. I missed the kitten on the gem. So now going in with the swing is just going to take the life, go down to 2. Enel is in a position to where I feel like he's going to need to win in a coming turn. Gem is going to add a 1k to hand, but only like 3 cards in hand for the Crocodile. You have 3 different swings that you can utilize, right? With the SRNL, the Satori, the leader. need 2 to connect. There is a blocker on field. So if you've got something like Senior Pink coming in, be able to get in event. Which one he grabs? Looks like going to be Kitten. Might be able to Mamaraga on this this gem right here. So minus 1,000 power. Becoming a 5K blocker. I assume he did pitch for blocker. I just missed Frog. Yeah. Thank you guys for catching me. We are watching at 1.5 speed. So Mamaragon is going to be able to rest. Still 2 active. Dawn is going to be able to get a 3rd with leader effect. And now going in with a 6K swing. Is going to be a 2K Merry Christmas to get out of that attack. So what are the numbers now? You know that a 1K is in hand. You're gambling if he has ground depth, right? And so with Satori, you need another Dawn minus to be able to maximize Satori. And the Enel blocker is 10. So there's El Thor. El Thor going to be going in +1 on Satori. So it's a 3,000 power character. And now with leader effect, got 4 Dawn being attached. That's 7,000 power. +2 is 9,000 power. Oh, he's going to be able to get out of this. Because the 9,000 power swing, you have exactly 10 in hand. The 9,000 power swing. Do you counter here? I think you counter here if you're Croc, right? The only downside is if he goes in and swings this Enel at the Crocodile, you have no cards in hand to be able to bring him back. So do you do that? Is going to make that Enel a blocker, is just going to leave 1 up and hope for the best. So everything does restand. You have 6 swings to be able to use, and you got to go for game now. You can't survive another turn. The 10K swing going in. The 10K swing going in once again. Another 10K swing. Is going to be Divine Departure and a Vari to get out of the attack. Or wait, Divine Departure. Wait a minute. This is a 10K swing, right? Divine Departure gets you to 8. Vari +2 is 10. Was there another card that I missed? This should be a 10 on 10, right? Or wait, no. Oh, sorry. Daz Bones was swinging. Or wait, no. Yeah, this 10 right here. That is Divine Departure and Vari. That's only... Am I missing something? Why is Enel +1? Oh, yeah, we're on 1.5 speed, Bokonon. Did you see the new Ben Beckman? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. He put a 1K? Well, Divine Departure, in order to pitch something, you have to trash a card from hand. Right? So presumably, to utilize Divine Departure, this is the card that you're pitching. This is the card that you're pitching right now. And then, you know, you Vari to go to 10. Yeah, there needs to be another card that comes out of this. See, it's like, why is this dice here? When you play with dice, chat, here's my honest opinion. When you play with dice, you need to make sure that you're always correctly representing the board state. Like, I bet he has this here, and he thinks that his leader is 6K. Yeah, like, Dice's leader ability was used. But because it's on the defensive side, yeah, it's 1K short. So you need another card out of hand right now. I mean, you do have, like, another 1K. So he has, like, Ohm and something else in hand. He has a 1K to get out of the attack. But now, like, with the 7 right here, I mean, I think Crocodile wins the game anyways because he just only has 2 1Ks in there. But yeah, fortunately, it didn't matter. But yeah, that was a little bit missed. It was a little bit missed there. Thankfully, once again, it did not matter. Ooh, okay. Mihawk and Ace chat. That's round 4. Also, again, thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. I love having you guys around. Thank you so much for watching the stream today. Going to be doing this regional. And again, if you want to watch the official live stream for this, because I do not own the rights to the content, it's either the pinned message on Twitch or YouTube, or especially on YouTube, you can check out the link in the description below. What's going on, Bad Kid Tony? Thank you so much for following. Place your bets. Place your predictions is what we'll say. No bets on Twitch. No bets on Twitch. It's predictions that we've got going on. Let's go, Ace. I don't know who I want in this. I don't know if I'd rather have Mihawk or Ace win. I know this is Mihawk favored. But I don't know who I'd rather have. Manuel and Ricardo in this round 4 chat. Thank you for joining me. Our plan today is to get through all the Swiss rounds, and then if I've got time, I want to do Top Cut as well. But if I need to and we can't get to Top Cut today, I will be live tomorrow morning for Top Cut. So it looks like Ace going first in this one, maybe winning the die roll. I know Mihawk is a deck that wants to go first, so Ace maybe taking that away from him. Is going to start out with a Garp to find Jozu, right? Being able to find it costs 3 or higher. Going to start out with the Coffin Boat and a Perona. That's that anniversary Perona. Beautiful illustration. Is going to be able to find a slash type character or event. Can't find the other Peronas. Can only find the Electrical Luna. Electrical Luna maybe not mattering as much in this matchup, but especially with the mid-game kind of cards that Ricardo could play in this Ace deck. Stuff like the Marco, Yamato, Jozu, even 7-cost Zoro could be a good event to utilize with that, especially for your leader effect. Ricardo going to be searching in, does find a Newgate off of that Ezo. Things looking up for him. And another guard just going to continue to search. Does find an I Am Whitebeard event. Maybe wants to grab that. I think maybe already has one in hand. So the Roger coming down, just revealing, hey, you better not go down to 0 or put me down to 0 as he swings 7 at lead. Whoa. Wait. What's going on? Oh, flipping his life upside down. You have to make sure, Chad, especially if you're on the stream, the official rules of the game is that the first life that you take, your top life, literally has to be the top life on the board. So if in case maybe you're newer to the game, you did not know that, you try to order in this way to where like the top life, this is the official way how to do it. You order the top life. So this is your last life down here on the left side there. You take from the top on the right side. Shout out the judge for intervening. So it's going to go into the next turn. The Coffin Boat established is very, very nice, and especially with some searchers, you're just going to be looking in through the deck, especially on the even curve. Going to be finding a slash type character. Finds a 9-cost Mihawk, but goes with Law and Beppo instead. Law and Beppo probably just a little bit more valuable in this matchup, right, to be a 7,000 power leader on the defensive side. We see a Jewelry Bonnie come in. Jewelry Bonnie, that winner version right there, all the way back from the beginning of the game, is going to find a Supernova like another Law and Beppo. So we know that this Emmanuel Mihawk player is going to be chaining Law and Beppos in the end game. So the 1 Dawn being attached to swing 6,000 power. Going to have to command a card out of hand for the ace or a life taken, and ends up using leader effect to minus 2,000 power, or 1 Dawn restanding with Coffin Boat. So swinging at that Bonnie, just trying to clear it off the field. Now the 5-cost Yamato coming in is going to draw some cards, attach a Dawn to lead 7,000 power yet again onto Mihawk. I feel like 7 is a pretty good number to swing into Mihawk a lot of times, just simply because the deck can be pretty bricky. You want to force multiple cards out of hand, or maybe those events that could free your bodies. A battle of the 1-drops now. Trafalgar Law going to be coming in, picking up this Perona. We'll see what he plays down. I think that's an OP14 alternate Perona right there. So is going to be able to say that Yamato in another body not going to be able to be rested. Or is it can't attack, actually? What's the official wording? I think it's can't attack. Or cannot be rested. So with the 8,000 power swing is just going to take a life and then draw 1 off of your leader effect. Oh, I think the judge intervening that you have to Dawn and then draw a card. You have to add Dawn and then draw a card. Who's going to have the bigger men on the board? Yeah, it can't be rested. I always get it mixed up now that they've mixed in a lot of these can't be rested cards. So it looks like Zoro's going to be played on there. Going to make ace. An 8,000 power leader does not have the ability to get the rush, but it's going to be a nice body to establish, especially if 9,000 power ends up swinging in at this Perona. So gambling a little bit is going to activate that on KO effect, right, of Perona to rest one of the cards and play a green character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. See if he's got any. Does have Tashigi. Tashigi is a card that a lot of Mihawk players are adding into their list. Right, Tashigi does get that activate main, or I'm sorry, that on-play effect of resting a 6-cost or less. You don't get the Dawn to attach onto your leader because your leader is not Zoro. But being able to rest a 6-cost on that on-play is very influential in a lot of situations. Especially when you talk about the purple matchup in Purple Enel. Green generally can't be rested. I'll try to remember that, especially with like casting. Like that's something that I need to get better at. Is some of those more minute details, because I try to be as exact on the wording as possible. So Coffin Boat going to draw 1 card with the on-play effect because our leader is Dracula Mihawk. We're just going to keep searching right here. Maybe searching for another 5-cost to be able to play out onto the field. Does not find it, but finds a couple of different events. We see a... God, I don't even know. Bandai never sent me a pronunciation guide, so the Billionfold Trilicium. I don't know how to pronounce that card. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't rest the Yamato as well to be able to, like, swing at it. Is going to go with that Billionfold event. I don't know if he's got another body really to play. Is going to swing at that Izo to force the on opponent's attack of Izo to trash itself to draw 1 card and a bottom deck 1. Ace pretty healthy. Both players pretty healthy hand sizes. Go ahead, put a card at the bottom of the deck. Now a Bonnie coming in. Bonnie, because there's 8 cards rested because you swung with that Perona, is going to be able to draw 2, trash 1. Is going to trash the Trafalgar Law. Restand 1 Dawn. Interesting that we chose Trafalgar Law. Using leader effect to restand a bunch of Dawn. Now 5 as active is going to go 8,000 power at lead. Not going to put any one of these characters in peril from an attack, but is going to force a card out of hand with that Garp. Now the Coffin Boat restanding 1 Dawn. Trichiliocosm. Trichiliocosm. Yeah, see, James, when you just say that, like, I have no idea what that is. Trichiliocosm. Such a hard word. is going to go ahead, get out of that 7,000 power attack with the I Know You're Strong, going to 8,000 power at lead. Is going to be another 7. Just going to try to bait out these events as much as possible. Block and the 2K is going to get out of this attack. The Zoro being able to swing on this turn. We'll see where he decides to go. Still 8 Dawn left. Could go ahead, play a new gate if he wants. Incoming, or no, actually only 7 Dawn. My apologies. 7 Dawn is going to be able to go in, be a 9,000 power yet again, clearing that Bonnie. Especially because the I Know You're Strong can only go to leader with that extra 3,000 power. Just trying to clear that Bonnie, clear the blockers as much as possible, especially because the 6 cost Trafalgar Law, not a blocker until you're at 1 or less life. KOing the Yamato, drawing the card. New 8 cost Law looks pretty good. Playing the Dracula Mihawk and using the leader effect to rest the Mihawk is going to negate a 9 cost from being rested. So it is going to be that Zoro going in now with the swing to be able to force a card out of hand. And the Electrical Luna is going to keep the other Zoro as rested. So only Ace really going to be able to swing now. Unless you want to commit Dawn onto the Garp. So is going all 10 now for the Edward Newgate. Pretty menacing board, I think, right now for the Mihawk. Going to go ahead, attach to Dawn to a leader and a character. Because you have no active Dawn, the character doesn't really matter, but leader going to be going in and swinging at lead and go ahead, take that life, go down to 2. Just drew, what did you just draw into? It's like Laboon. So Law and Beppo going in, hitting the Newgate because there's 2 or more rested characters. Now the Newgate not going to be able to restand on the next refresh phase, and Draco Mihawk is going to get plus 2,000 power through the opponent's turn with the leader effect on the Coffin Boat. Is going to restand 3 Dawn, and now a 6,000 power at lead. Is going to go ahead 1K out of it. Tashigi now a 7 is going to have to be a 2K leader effect being used on the Boa. 7,000 power with leader is going to be a 2K, and now Dracula Mihawk coming in and swinging that 9 cost character is going to have that active Zoro not be able to swing, drawing an extra card because of leader effect. If he's got another Electrical Luna, it looks like he does, but opts for the I Know You're Strong to be able to say that Zoro will not restand in the next turn. And once again, we have negated. No. The Newgate is rested because of the Law and Beppo. Zoro cannot be rested. Then the Newgate and rested Zoro will not restand. Pretty good spot for Dracula Mihawk at this point. Another 10 cost Newgate coming down onto the field, though, is going to allow him at least to swing at the Newgate if he wants. Pitches another I Am Whitebeard event. Again, the Dawn on the character not necessarily mattering, but an 8,000 power swing is going to have to command a card out of hand. Could use Dracula Mihawk, that secret rares on opponent's attack, trying to pitch a card from hand and plus 2,000 power your leader. Get out of that attack. Pitches a 1K instead of having to pitch a 2K. Yeah, Mihawk setting the pace here. What's up, Can't Stop Games? So now Law and Beppo coming in once again. We knew that 2 Law and Beppos were in the hand and is going to rest the other blocker. Newgate is going to be able to have these swings go straight at the face of the ace right now. Again, just commanding cards. A 1K here off the Jozu. A 2K potentially here. But a leader effect of the Honesty Impact. I'm seeing more and more people play Honesty Impact in Ace, and I don't know how I feel about it. Is going to go ahead now with the Dracula Mihawk 10,000 power swing to negate that active Zoro yet again. And is going to go down to a 0 now. Law and Beppo. If Law and Beppo swings, I think Law and Beppo should always swing here. I don't think you need to try to go for a game. Ace has a lot of cards in hand. I'm pretty sure you have another I Know You're Strong event. You can freeze this other Zoro. 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh my gosh, just the 10 got there. The 10K swing got there. No 2Ks in hand. is going to be exactly the amount of counter to not be able to get out of that attack. Why not swing Zoro? Because Zoro was constantly frozen because of the secret rare 9-cost Mihawk. He was not allowed to be rested. Try kill Kozum. Yo, what's going on, Perk? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, the 9-cost Mihawk, when the 9-cost Mihawk comes down, the secret rare, it will basically auto-lock that active Zoro. You're never going to be able to swing with it. Because then the Zoro that was rested because it attacked earlier in the game, then you focus your events. You try to focus your events to freeze that rested Zoro, so then you negate both of the Zoros, one active one. I'm still demanding that Bandai sends me a pronunciation guide. With audio clips as well. I know the word it's literally the worst word in One Piece. I hate it. Why can't my opponent's aces all have 1Ks? You know what? That's so true. That's so true. Chat, real quick. I got to go to the bathroom. So I am going to go to the bathroom real quick before we get into the 5th round. Thank you so much for joining me right now. Hope you've been enjoying the stream. I'm going to just leave this running. I'm going to just leave this running right now, chat, so then you guys see this. And then when I come back, I'm going to play a quick Nengarden ad for you guys. So, chat, I will be right back. Hold on to your butts, and we'll get back into the games very, very shortly. Well, they're already back. Well, go look at them. They're not playing round 5 right now. I don't need to pause. Yeah, I don't need to pause yet. Okay, I'll be right back. Yo, Beef Chief. Good job on the regional. Or wait, no, that's you? Oh, was that you that, like, just played as the Mihawk? Is this you? Great job. You cooked them. Oh, chat, real quick, before we get into the next game, because Nengarden is sponsoring the stream today, I'm real quick going to play a Nengarden promo. So I'll be back in a second. Garden's been stocking their website with so many new products as of late coming in this spring. For those of you like me that love Garden playmats, they've got 2 brand new pre-orders on their website, including Velvet Hollow and Sky Tyrant, featuring Perona and Enel. You can also pre-order the Jester or the Dark Sovereign playmats that have newly been put on the site. If you also love their crossbody bags as much as I do, they've released a ton of great new designs on their website that both include One Piece themes, but also some other popular themes. There's also a special deal with the crossbody bags where if you buy 2 of them, you get $10 off your order that stacks with my affiliate code. Don't waste any time and go check the link in the description below to check out Garden's website and use code Atrocious for 10% off your order. I've been using Garden for over a year now with all these different products that they make, and I just recommend every single one of them. And they've even got like pins, t-shirts, and things like that that I love on their website too. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and once again, use code Atrocious at checkout for 10% off your order. Now, let's get back to the video. Hello. Oh, that was you casting it. Great job casting. I always like listening to the Latin America casts. Chat, I paused it right here. Well, let me hide you guys. Chat, go away. Here is the deck distribution that posted for day 1 of the championship. The most surprising thing to me is that Nami is the #1 deck that was played at this event. Like, in my opinion. Because I think Enel is so good that I thought Enel would be the #1 deck in the room, and then Nami would be second, obviously. But Lucy also... does Lucy have a higher percentage than what I thought it was? I don't know about that. But I'm playing Crocodile right now, Pickles. That's what I'm playing. Probably play it for the rest of the format. Now, OP16, I don't know what I'm... But I thought this was cool. I thought this was very, very neat. All right, chat. Enrique and Gilberto. Hopefully I said that right. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense, Beef Chief, that Nami would be the other most played deck just simply because it has such a good matchup into Enel. And people, you know, would you rather lose to Enel or would you rather lose to Nami? The big thing is like, and I think people would rather like beat Enel right now because there's such hostility towards Enel in the format right now. Rightfully so. I mean, it's very clearly the best deck. But, I mean, Nami's a good deck. If you can build it, you got the cards. I mean, it's so good. All right, they're winning die roll. I think Nami just won die roll, so I think Nami going to be going first again. This is the second time we've seen this matchup in now the 5th round, and this is the second time we've seen Nami go first, I believe. Already a good start for the Nami. All right, chat, my coffee is done. We're definitely going to be able to get through all the Swiss rounds today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit top cut, though. So, chat, tomorrow, I think tomorrow we're going to watch the top cut. All right. Here we go, chat. Got the first dawn coming up and pass for the Nami. Again, Nami's not really playing Will You Be My Servant anymore. So no one dawn plays. Is going to go ahead off of the pudding, find a divine departure. That regional pudding. See if he's got another 1-drop to play. Looks like is going to try to dig with Lightning Beast Kitten for maybe a 1-drop and just pass off the turn. Now at 3 dawn, I think there's a Hiyori here. Does not want to play the Hiyori, is just going to go ahead and say, okay, I'll just try to put you at 4. Now drawing one card with the Kikunojo because of leader effect. Going into 3 Dawn now for the... Well, if they have a Holly, might be playing that down, but no, is just going to swing 7, is going to try to command multiple cards or a life out of Gilberto's hand. Is going to go ahead, take it. There is a girl promo. The Lightning Dragon being utilized. Now leader effect, getting the Pudding to swing 7,000 power. So leader effect and 1K gets out of that attack. Passes off the turn. Kind of 2 different games that we're seeing within this matchup compared to the first round. A little bit different. Dawn being attached to Nami is going to go. I think thinking about either swinging at the Pudding or the life right now. Like swinging at life is just going to be a Vari 7 to get out of it. And a Zoro coming down on the field to heal. Go back up to 4. Now in a full 6 Dawn, we'll see if they play an Enel down onto the field, and they do. Man, this deck is tricked out, chat. It's max rarity. Does have that manga Enel coming. So this version of the list is playing Holly. Holly, Vari, a couple different events. I think there's an El Thor as well in that search. Ends up going for the Vari. Pitching the Holly in the hand. Holly not needed. Now is going to use leader effect to swing with the Pudding yet again, maybe. He's just going to attach the 5 Dawn to swing 7 with Pudding. Right, opting for... Actually, because there was no leader effect, just took the life. Now the 5K swing, just commanding a card to force the leader effect. So good job by Enrique doing that. So now the Zoro 6K swing is going to go ahead. Lightning Beast Kitten out of that attack. The Nami clearing the Pudding. And now the 7 Dawn going in with Robin is going to cycle and draw 1. The Perona being in the trash is actually a big deal. Right? Because now all Thriller Bark triggers that Gilberto is going to be able to utilize might shut down this Enel. Maybe why we saw the importance of the Vari on the search from the Enel. Is going to go Senior Pink. Senior Pink going to be able to get an event from the trash. Has a couple Lightning Drag. I think has a Lightning Dragon and a Lightning Beast Kitten in there. Is going to go with Dragon. Maybe to freeze this Zoro. But Gamma Knife going to be used. Gamma Knife going to be used to minus and rest the Robin. Robin being a 3,000 power character. Seeing the 5 at the 3. And so we do have to take a life. Not afraid at this point of taking a life, would rather control the board right now. So is just going to go ahead, not utilize the Lightning Dragon, but your board instead, only forcing Nami to have maybe 1 swing per turn right now. That's kind of something that we missed in the last one for this matchup. The first round is the control of the board, right? The Nami player was able to play so many different Robins and things like that to have so many different swings coming in. And so with the Enel being able to manage the board, a lot easier this time around. But with the Gecko Moria playing out the Perona from the trash is going to force the Enel not to attack in the next turn because it is a 6 cost. You'll have Senior Pink and Ohm to be able to swing and get a couple cards out of hand from this Nami. The rest of your turn look like. I think he does have a blocker Enel. And it's worth noting, too, that I believe Enrique is part of the group with Kaido. The WL group. I don't know what their group name is, but the testing group is, I would say, the best testing group of Latin America. By far. So it looks like they're, I don't know if they're all running the same list, but it looks like they're both on Holly and the blocker Enel, which is consistent to what we've seen through the rest of the turn. So playing out that blocker Enel and making it a blocker is going to be nice to maybe block the Gecko Moria or the Perona, one of the two. So the Dawn being attached to Senior Pink is going to swing the Ohm just a minus power on the Perona. Now swing the Senior Pink at life is going to trigger a Kikunojo in hand because Enrique did swing at the Robin earlier in the game. He's at 3 or less life. Now the 5K swing coming at lead is going to have to command a 2K. Or maybe actually that was at the Perona. Pudding coming in, grabbing El Thor. The Lightning Dragon coming in to be able to freeze the Perona, prevent it from being able to attack in the next turn. That's going to be nice, especially after the trigger of the Kiku Nojo. Minimize the amount of swings that you're taking in this turn. About 5 cards in hand right now. 3 life still. 1 blocker in the big 6 cost Enel. Outside of this 10K swing, that Enel is more than likely going to be a free block. So Enrique taking the life, going down to 2. Gilberto drawing a card. Draws into a 7 cost Robin, so we'll see if he decides to play it. So a high priority in that first round of 7 cost Robin. We're going to be blocking that attack. Nami now swinging 7. Different 7s. Does command 2 cards out of Penel's, but ends up taking it. Now the Robin comes in. Going to put Gilberto back up to 4 life right now. I think is looking pretty good for him. Full board right now for Enrique and this Enel. Oh, the team name is Warlords. Thank you, Ricardo. I did not know that. I'll remember that now, because it seems like they're always in Top Cut, especially at, well, actually at most all North American events. Somebody from the Warlords team is in Top Cut. Title being the most frequent, I think. So Enel, after taking that first life, getting Nami to take that, is going to play the Reiju down onto the field. Is going to be a nice blocker and a 7K blocker at that. Lightning Dragon is going to freeze the Kiku Nojo. Be nice if we had another one to freeze the Perona. Or maybe cleared it off the field. So Kitten going to be minusing 1,000 power on the Perona, I believe. Now it's just going to swing 7. 7 at lead or 7 at Perona? Looks like it is going to be at life. I mean, just going to be taking it. Is a potential trigger. I don't really think has any thriller barks in the trash, actually. After putting that Perona out on the field, so Perona going into the hand. Bari going to be boosting up the blocker Enel just in case of a Perona getting put back onto the field. And another Lightning Dragon is going to freeze that Perona, again, minimizing the amount of swings that he's going to take in the next turn. Leader effect going to be ramping 1 Dawn and attaching them to Senior Pink. I think he's probably going to try to keep the blocker Enel on the field, but with the swing minus 1,000 power, making Gecko a 9,000 power character, is going to swing 10. Wait, is that 10? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, the Lightning Beast minus 1,000 power here. So this was an 8,000 power swing. So 2-1 does get out of the attack. Charlotte Pudding comes in to look at that top 4 for an event. Does also play the 4-cost Rip Blocker Law. So an interesting list. Lightning Beast is going to minus 1,000 power yet again. Thinking about going in and swinging this Enel blocker. Would be a 10,000 to a 7,000 power swing. Got a bit of counter in hand. So is going to 2K, 1K, and 1K out of that attack. So Gecko Moria stays on the field. 2 giant bodies for Nami right now. And potential for the Edward Newgate to come in. We're at 2 or less life, so you could play Borsellino right now. Could go like a Borsellino Perona combo. I don't know if I like that, though. It starts out with the 10,000 power swing. Has probably about 6 cards in hand right now for Enel. Actually, it looks like 7. See what he decides to do. I'm really curious. Ends up taking it. Probably felt that he was going to be taking a life in this turn. So might as well take it from the biggest swing. An odd spot, I think. What you could do as Gilberto is you could just spread the Dawn and swing bigger numbers and play something like Marco or Borsellino. Borsellino probably your better option of the two. Starts out with a 9,000 power swing. Divine Departure going up to 8, getting rid of another manga Enel. This is going to be 2 1Ks. Go up to 10. Now another 9,000 power swing is just going to be a block with Reiju and Borsellino coming in to heal. Go up to 3 and passing off the turn. So I think Nami in a pretty solid spot, but everything can swing now for Enrique and this Enel deck. But you got to get 4 swings to connect if you want to win this game. Starts out with a 7K swing. Is going to go ahead, use leader effect, 1K out of the attack. Gamma Knife coming in on the Borsellino. See the Mama Ragon? Or El Thor. El Thor being also a way to get rid of Borsellino. Is going to KO and boost up 1,000 powers somewhere. I think he's thinking about where he wants to boost. It looks like it's going to be Pudding. Lightning Dragon going to freeze the Kiku Nojo. He's going for game, I think, right now. We need all 4 of these swings to connect. Any sort of Perona trigger coming down means that you cannot win the game. It's a very risky situation. 7,000 power with Senior Pink. If this is a 1K in hand, you're not going to be able to win. But I think you kind of have to. Gilberto going to take it. Does have counter. Believe he had a baby 5 in hand. Didn't want to do it. Maybe in case Enrique pivots and goes for board, uses that leader effect and swings with Pudding and concedes the game. That's 2 wins for Nami. 1 win. Well, actually no wins in this matchup for Enel. But yeah, especially just stealing that first curve. Going in with the healing. This time we saw a little bit more Thriller Bark pirate play with the Gecko Mori and also the Perona. But not really like trigger Thriller Barks. Not really Thriller trigger. Thriller trigger Barks. Say that 5 times. All right, let's go to the next round. Yeah, Kiku trigger was a big deal, though. The Kiku trigger was nice. Because it enabled him to have another body to immediately. So we got Guillermo and Jesus. Ace and Bell Luffy. I actually don't know how this matchup goes. Because, like, the removal part with, like, Jozu or Atmos doesn't really matter as much. But especially with the Zoros, maybe the Zoros can carry you a bit because Luffy is very low to the ground. And you have, like, so many cards that you can draw and things like that off of this leader. So like, the Secret Rare Luffy doesn't necessarily get as much value. I mean, the Secret Rare Luffy is probably going to be really, really good in this matchup, right? Because it's going to really influence things like blocking with the 10 cost new gates or maybe like a Marco or something like that. Bell Luffy for sure, you say, Joy Boy? I mean, I believe you. I just have no idea. Yeah, I will agree that Bell, like the secret rare Luffy is going to be like a key card for this Luffy in this matchup because of how good it is against block, especially in a super turtle deck like Ace. So it looks like Jesus did go ahead and start out the game with that one Dawn. Does have a Nami to search with. Is going to find that 7-cost Robin. 7-cost Robin going to be very, very good finding Sky Island pieces to be able to form the board a bit. Now Ace going second is going to start out with a Garp. We see that Boa in the hand. The Boa might be good to be able to stun a secret rare Luffy. Or actually, no, it can't stun Luffy. Stun any card not named Luffy, right? I gotta check the... I'm like pretty sure. Yeah, any card not Luffy. That stinks. So with the 8K swing is just going to take the live draw card because of leader effect, pass off the turn. So now the 6K swing going in at lead with the Zeus is just going to Marco and pass, getting that 4-cost 6,000 power character on the field to potentially draw more cards. Viper is going to be coming in, is going to clear this Garp after flipping up that top life. Now the Marco also not going to be able to free block or block 1K. Is just going to 1K with the Atmos out of that attack. Marco still stays on the field. Marco going in aggressive, swinging in at lead, is just going to 2K out of that attack. Take the Luffy, put it in hand from the leader swing. And now Boa coming in and saying Viper is not going to be able... Can't stun a Luffy, but can stun Viper. Be a decent start for Guillermo. But now, especially with the 7-cost Robin in hand and a 5-cost Luffy that might come down onto the field, I'd imagine that 5-cost Luffy. Yeah. Going to get a little bit harder now. Viper with the activate main is going to be able to get a Dawn onto Luffy, so he's going to be able to swing. So with these different effects, right, countering out of one, using leader effect on another, now the Boa just going to be racing in at lead. I Am Whitebeard is going to be able to play that 10-cost Newgate out onto the field. We'll see if he decides to be 8. He is, right? I was talking about earlier how maybe being an 8K leader is going to be very good for Ace in this match. No, don't trash your leader. Very good in this matchup, and it looks like he's going for it. Does have a tax beard in the hand, but is going to pitch the Boa and swing 8,000 power at lead. Try to put him down on a clock, 9,000 power coming in, and Luffy already at 2 life. The Viper can swing again, but Robin being 7, Viper being 6, the Luffy being 7, you got to attach Dawn onto them to be able to swing. You see an L4 in the hand for this Luffy. So another 7 coming out for the Robin. Go ahead, cycle a life, play out at 5 costs onto the field. We'll see if he's got one. It looks like Calgara is in the hand. He might play the Calgara just to be able to get potentially life cycle. But it looks like he has a secret rare Luffy, so maybe just playing that instead. That's an alternate art on the very left side. I think that's probably one of the cards that you want. But opts for the Zoro instead. Going for a little bit of healing, pitching the 10-cost Enel to go back up to 2. Now he's probably in a situation where he's not going to lose in the next turn. Swinging at the Marco, clearing that body is going to allow Ace to draw 3 cards. Ace looks like he's in control of this game a little. Only 2 Dawn left. And use Viper's effect to attach a Dawn to a Sky Island character. Now swinging 8. Is just going to be a 1K Atmos to get out of that attack. Passing off the turn, leaving 2 Dawn open. Not exposing his Robin. So now going into a full 10 Dawn turn. We'll see if he plays the 9 or the 7-cost Zoro on this turn to once again become 8. First starts out with a 9K swing. Over at lead is going to command the L4 in hand to go to 9,000 power. Is going to have to get another card. It looks like Calgara is the 1K pitched. 7,000 power swing going in now. Is just going to be a Gum Golden Rifle to go to 9. You have like an I Am Whitebeard event with a Newgate right now? Because if we were going to play 7-cost Zora, I feel like we would have played it first. Get a little bit more power on our leader. You could use the... No, I don't think you have another bow in hand. Do you have another bow in hand? He does have the 8-cost event. I think maybe what he's thinking about is using 8-cost event to take the final life to go up to 8,000 power. He is at least going to use I Am Whitebeard to play the Taxbeard on the field. And so, if this Bell Luffy wants to swing with any of his characters, he's going to have to trash 2 cards in the hand. That's going to be nice to mitigate the amount of swings potentially. Looks like he's paying 5 cards, or 5 Dawn, for another Rush Luffy. Rush Luffy not affected by the Taxbeard. That 10-cost Newgate from OP08 is going to be able to swing without having to trash cards in hand. And maybe that's the strategy. Maybe just going a little bit slower after using Wiper effect to go with 8 at lead using leader effect and a 2K. Now going in with this Luffy, another 8,000 power and leaving a couple up for something like Golden Rifle. Is going to go 2K, 1K out of the attack to go for 9, passing off the turn. And is Ace in trouble now? Ace might be in trouble now. Especially with 2 Dawn up, if he's got any sort of counter events, it's going to be really hard to hit him for lethal. Starts out with a 13,000 power swing at lead. Ends up taking the life, maybe a trigger. Looks like it's going to be a Robin blocker. Something added to these Sky Luffy decks for the surprise blocker. That's going to be a big deal in trying to go for lethal, actually. That's going to ruin this Ace's plans. So 9,000 power at lead is just going to block with that Robin. You can still actually go like some big stuff with the Newgate and the Ace, but should you is the real question. That's kind of a very big trigger. Because you had another swing to be able to get like some of these counter events that Jesus can use on this counter phase. But with the Robin blocker, you were able to eat up a swing without having to use any of the counter events. I think Jesus is in a really good position. The best thing you can have, I feel like, is just like another... Would it be like another Taxbeard? Minimize the amount of cards that he has in hand. I mean, you can unless you have another I Am Whitebeard event into Taxbeard. That's just 2 cards out of the hand. Then you would be left with like two left in hand. I think it's cooked. Is going to go ahead and swing the 13 with the Newgate. Is going to go ahead, take it. It's a Shura. Shura going to be looking at that top 5. And I think he already has 2 events in the hand, so just grabbing a 1K, another Golden Rifle doesn't really do you anything. So now the 8 plus 6 is 14,000 power at lead. Here's 9 from the Golden Rifle. There's 13 and a 2K going to 15. Passing off the turn and conceding. Jesus and Yellow Bell Luffy going to be starting out 6-0 in this regional. A great position to be able to make top cut. Great position. I think we only have like 1 round. Was it just 7 rounds of Swiss? Does anybody know how many rounds of Swiss there were? Also, chat, I do know that from this top cut, the deck list should be going on to Eggman Events' website later today, potentially. Yeah, pretty good game. I think even without the Robin trigger, I think that Luffy was still in a pretty good position. How many Namis did he play? I know he played 1. He played 1 at the very beginning of the game. played one at the very beginning of the game. Let's see. And then he countered with another one at the end. I think it was only 2. Yeah, I think it was just two Nami. So, well, he only played 1, but 2 were in for general. So he had all that in oh, it's 9 rounds. Did they split like rounds in day 1 and day 2? Maybe they did. We'll definitely check. We'll check out the other rounds. Or so it looks like it's going to be Lucy and Enel. So this matchup, I'm pretty sure, is Enel favored. Looks like Lucy is going first in this game, though. Chat, leave your predictions. Who do you think wins? Oh yeah, like I think he played that pretty well. I think he played that that game well. Kind of knew exactly what he was supposed to do. And I really like him in that one turn of not exposing his Robin with an AK swing. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, Lucy. I feel like Lucy is like, how do I explain it? Like, the main focus of OP15 is Enel. I feel like most everybody, or just like so many people, forget about Lucy as a deck because Enel takes up so much attention. We'll see if he can pull it out in this one. Does start out with a Viola, though. Viola going to be able to look at that top 3 for a Dressrosa type card. Is going to grab 7 cost Sabos, so you are going to need to find your 7 cost Sabos in this game. Hector is going to need to be able to find them, and that's a good start at least. Manuel is going to go in with Ohm to start out his first turn going second. Lucy taking that first turn, or first curve, is going to be very, very nice, and the double play of Ohms is definitely going to be very, very scary. Now at 3 Dawn, we'll see if he has more searching or maybe like a Dressrosa Kingdom to play on the field. We'll start out with Rebecca. Rebecca, once again, looking at that top 3, finds Fire Fist Memento for him and Viola. Thinking about grabbing the Viola. We'll see if he does a little bit more searching. And he is going to do exactly that. Going to be looking once again at the top 3. Memento, Rebecca, I think. So opts for the Memento of him. Especially if he's got like a Bartow in the hand, right? Bartow, very popular now in the Lucy list in the last week or 2. See if he's got it. Is going to be swinging 5 at lead, is going to take the life. Leave the last on to Rebecca to be a blocker, even though very easy to get around with El Thor or Mama Ragon, is going to have to force Emmanuel to actually use it. So the pudding coming in, looking at that top 4, finds a Vari. That's not El Thor. Might get the value off of your Rebecca here. Catching 1, swinging 6 at lead, is going to go ahead block with the Rebecca. Just make sure that you get that value. Vari going to be coming in. Drawing 1 card, cycling in the hand, finds another Vari. Oh yeah, the cost reduction with like Fire Fist, both of the Fire Fists, is going to be a big key, I think. The 7 cost event and the 2 cost event. Although the 2 cost event can't KO it, it'll at least be nice to minus. So going 7 at lead is going to go ahead, take the life, no trigger. And another Vari coming in just to be able to cycle the hand a little bit. The Ohm can get cleared off of these Violas, right? Viola, a 2,000 power character, go into this next turn. Finds a Barrier Bearer pistol, not very valuable right now. Clears that Ohm right away. We are at the 5 Dawn turn. So goes ahead with Rebecca, maybe looking for a Bartow or Cavendish. Ends up finding the Go Get Him Mr. Luffy event. So if he's got a Bartow in hand, he's going to be able to do the wacky combo that we're starting to see with all these Bartow builds. Starts out with a 5 at lead. Or going in with Memento of him is going to go with Mama Ragon. Be able to draw a card, cycle it in the hand. The 4 coming in. Oh, just playing the Barto in total. Going with the Barto in total allows him to play a 3 cost or less event, which is going to be go ahead and use him, Mr. Luffy, to be able to draw 2 cards and then using 1 more draw off leader effect. I wonder if I would have liked Memento of him instead, but he might be going in a play to where like he might be setting himself up to be able to use 7 cost Sabo into Memento of him to play the Cavendish that he has in the hand. That might be something that he tries to do. So the secret rare Enel coming in for Manuel is going to search for that card, put it in the hand. Lightning Dragon was the card. Got to pitch one off of the Enel search, so we'll see what he decides to get rid of. Like it was a Vari, so not valuing Vari at all. Vari not really mattering in a matchup with power. Go ahead and use leader effect, attach the 4 Dawn onto the pudding to be able to swing 6,000 power at lead. No blockers on the field, so Lucy is going to take. Is going to swing another 5 right here. I think he's going to use leader effect to be able to pitch the Barrier Bulls event for plus 1,000 power. Now the Ohm coming down onto the field, passing off the turn. Now I want to utilize the Ohm swings until the 7 cost Sabos come down. I think that's a very smart play for this Enel. So Viola, once again, just clearing out these bodies. Does find a stage, but you're only at 7 Dawn. Right, Dressrosa Kingdom, very good for Lucy. Be able to consistently get plus 2,000 power. Amaragon on the 5K swing, yet again, just a cycle in 6,000 power off the Barto is going to go ahead and take the life go down to 3. The 7 cost Sabo coming in. We'll see what the event is that he decides to use. Is going to be that Memento of him, I think, as I was talking about before. So Memento of him is going to be able to draw 2, trash 1, and play a 4 cost or less Dressrosa character onto the field, which more than likely will be that Cavendish. Is going to go ahead and get rid of the barrier pistol. Cavendish coming down onto the field in placement of the Rebecca, valuing the Violas to battle these Ohms. Oh no, the camera went out. Oh, just kidding. And then I think he did use leader effect to draw 1 card when the camera went out briefly. It looks like Lucy not looking too bad right now, but another Enel hits the field. We got to find a Sabo in the next turn and maybe like a Fire Fist to be able to hit the rested one. I think would be one of the best game plans that we can. A lot of Mamaragons being used right now for the Enel, so that's a little bit less of power reduction. Gamma Knife in the hand. Does have a blocker Enel and is pitching that. So as leader effect to be able to use, the Lightning Dragon is going to keep the Barto frozen. I will not be able to restand in the next refresh phase. Does have Lightning Beast Kitten, but is going to use leader effect first. Attaching 4 Dawn onto the Ohm. The Ohm is going to be able to minus 1,000 power somewhere. Starts out with a 5K at least. Is going to use leader effect to get rid of the Go Get Him Mr. Luffy event for plus 1,000 power. Still a pretty healthy hand size. And well, thinking about using pudding. So is going to swing 6,000 power at lead. Is going to minus 1,000 power on the Sabo. Maybe is trying to get the block right now to blast with the Enel. Is going to 2K out of that. Does not fall for the bait. And Pudding coming in with the search. Pudding coming in does not find an event at all. Costly whiff, putting a secret rare Enel to the bottom of the deck. Passes off the turn. Does not swing with the Enel. Does not want a Fire Fist combo like I was talking about to go in at one of the secret rare Enels, especially because you just bottom decked one. get rid of it. There's a will you let me eat the flame fruit, though. Maybe get some double attack as this Enel sitting at 3 life and no blockers. Now the 6K swing is going to get that draw 2, trash 1. Pitching the Barto immediately is going to be a Lightning Beast Kitten to get out of the attack plus 2K counter. Sabo coming in right now. We'll see. I think Flame Fruit is probably the option. 2 Dawn left is active because of the 9 Dawn turn. The Flame Fruit coming in is going to be able to give his leader double attack while also drawing 2 cards, and a third one off of leader effect is going to be a very strong spot right now. Does find a Roger. So if this Enel ever went down to 0, that could be disastrous. Plays one down for the Dressrosa Kingdom. I like that right there. It's the draw because of Lucy's leader. I think right now what you do is you go ahead and just swing 8 double attack. Is going to go 9 pitching the Fire Fist. So is going to be a double attack. No triggers on those 2 life and is going to put Enel down to 1. Big turn, I feel like, for Leon or Hector Leon and this Lucy. Not swinging with the blockers, Sabo. The Reiju that could come down. We got a couple different options on how we want to try to deal with this board a little bit. Fair amount of counter in the hand as well. Thinking about playing the 4-cost Reiju blocker on. Starts out with the Ohm, minusing 1,000 power on the near side Sabo, the beautiful alternate art. And the Gamma Knife coming in is going to make it a 3,000 power character for this L Thor. Removing the active Dawn is a small price to pay to get rid of that blocker. You got to control the board as Enel in this matchup. Starts out with a 6,000 power swing at lead. Ends up taking it, regardless of the power. Reiju coming in now, played onto the field. Looks like Lightning Dragon going to keep the Barto rested. Has another one in hand for the Cavendish. But no, actually tries to swing at the Cavendish. Goes in with the 10,000 power swing at the 6,000 power character. Got a fair amount of counter in hand. Especially with this right here, the Just Watch Me ace. Minus 3,000 power for just 1 Dawn tap. That's going to make it a 7,000 power character. And the 2K gets out of that attack. We still have the Dressrosa Kingdom. So, the Enel with this leader effect is going to have to commit everything, I think, onto the Enel to be able to get rid of this Cavendish. But with the 6K swing, is just going to try to command one more counter card. Is going to be the Bello Betty. It looks like 11,000 power going again at the Cavendish. Dressrosa Kingdom does give plus 2,000 power to both leaders and characters. So Hector Leon really deciding how much he wants to commit at this point. He's going to use the Dressrosa stage. He's going to opt to save this Cavendish. Is going to go ahead with the ace and block, actually. Block and 2K. Kind of the best way to not commit as many cards. Lightning Drag coming in and freezing the Cavendish anyways. We go on into Hector's next turn. Only has the Sabo be able to swing with, but has another 7-cost blocker Sabo. Do we have an event to pair with it? We have a couple different options, but I don't know. They're great options. Clearing that Ohm yet again. Viola puts in so much work clearing these bodies. 7-cost Sabo coming in. Sabo is going to be playing Fire Fist. That's going to plus 3,000 power onto the leader. Now going minus 8,000 power somewhere onto that Enel, making it a 2,000 power character. If he decides to clear it, leave it alone. Is going to opt for clearing that immovable object. One of the few ways you can actually get rid of the Enel. Passing off the turn. Oh, is Jacobs another Warlord? I didn't know that. I only know the Warlords by like the putting the WL in brackets in Bandai name. I don't know all the players. I'm still learning like all the top level players like around the world. Yo, what up, Melovision? Got Senior Pink coming in. Senior Pink going to be grabbing an event. Wonder if it's Lightning Dragon. No, it's going to be Lightning Beat Kitten. Then restanding one Dawn. That Kitten coming down onto the field to minus 1,000 power somewhere. It looks like it's going to be one of the active Sabos. Gamma Knife is going to be able to minus power on the same Sabo that we minus from the Kitten. So it's going to be minus 6 again to make it a 3. And we've got another L Thor combo to be able to get rid of this blocker. 5,000 or 6,000 power swing because of the +1 on the L Thor is just going to get rid of the Cavendish. Can't allow or can't give up too much more for this guy. So leader effect coming in is going to be another 6,000 power swing. I think Hector losing a little bit of ground on this turn is going to be a swing at him. Want to lose both bodies at this point. Still has an Enel that he's got to work around. Especially with the Dressrosa Kingdom. And with another potential swing. Ends up going with the free block there. This Enel, if he wants to swing at the Barto, I'd be able to get rid of it. We're running out of cards in hand. Especially with that last turn. About attaching the one Dawn and swing. 11 now at the Sabo. 11 at the 9,000 power Sabo is going to go a just watch me ace for minus 3,000 power to make it 8 and pass off the turn. I don't know if I like that swing too much. Drawing that card. Got another 7-cost Sabo. This would be the 4th 7-cost Sabo that gets played. But it is also your very last one. The 4th Sabo coming down, especially with how much this deck can draw. Very consistent. And another Fire Fist coming in is going to minus the other secret rare Enel, make it a 2,000 power character. Maybe Viola swings at it. And Viola is going to start swinging at it. Is going to go ahead 1K from this Holly. Now the Barto swinging 6. Is going to go ahead and let that go. Not free block with the Reiju. The 8,000 power swing going in at lead. Got a couple different events in the hand. Got a little bit of counter. Divine Departure going in with the 8 and 9. Makes it so Emmanuel is still sitting at 2 life. And tapping 3 Dawn for the go get him or go ahead and use him, Mr. Luffy, to draw 2 cards and 1 more off the leader effect. Or actually, I think drew after the Fire Fist first. So obviously you can't do it more than once. Two blockers on the field, no secret rare Enels. Starting out with the 7K swing at lead. I think Hector might be in a really good position right now. Still sitting at 1 life. He can put himself to 0, play Roger. Got 2 active blockers, 9,000 power on the field. You could potentially like go ahead and free block. It just goes to 0. You do have your leader effect to be able to pitch Enel or pitch events for plus 1,000 counter. Another 7K swing here is just going to block with the Sabo, the free block. Amaragon wouldn't be able to rest the Sabo, just would be able to draw a card. Try to give yourself some options. There's another Reiju. The 7 here once again looks like is going to be a leader effect and 2K, and it looks like Emmanuel scoops. Hector coming out with the win in typically a bad matchup. Ended up stealing that first curve, playing those 7-cost Sabos, going wide with the memento and a lot of draw. with the go ahead and use them, Mr. Luffy's. Able to draw just so many cards within that game. Actually crazy. So good. So Hector going to be going into the 8th round at 6-1. Manuel Jacobs sitting at 5-2. Still is in a position to where he could squeak into top 32. He wins out. That's the end of day 1. I believe, right? Yes, cinema. It's going to go into... Oh, no, this is Top Cut. Wait, was there a... Did they, like, lose connect... Oh, I think they lost connection. Okay. That makes sense. I think they lost connection into in the day 1. Yeah, oh yeah. I know Warlords. I know the team. I just don't know who all is on it, aside from maybe a couple people. Giovanni, Bardgoot, and Thick Fillet. That's an incredible name. Thank you so much for following over on Twitch. But yeah, I've really liked the, in the Lucy deck, I've really liked the inclusions of Barto and Go Get Him, Mr. I've really liked both of those cards. I mean, they just give you so much value. Oh, yeah, Zebra, I found it. Yeah. I didn't realize they had, I think they, like, lost connection and it started like a new stream. I thought maybe they split it like Toronto did, where they did like most of the Swiss rounds on day 1 and then like a different on day 2. Or like did the rest of them on day, like to start out day 2. When was this? This was this past weekend, Goblin Gate. I didn't get to watch it, so I'm watching it now. Yeah, I mean, they've done a good job of showing variety in this. Like, we're about to watch Jewelry Bonnie versus Nami. Dad, who do you think wins? Leave your predictions. Jewelry Bonnie or Nami? I have no idea. Nami kind of falling off a bit in the format. But looks like David Hernandez. I don't know what their records are. I don't think their records are updated. I would assume that they're X1, but this Bonnie player, David Hernandez, is part of the Warlords group. So, interesting that he's not playing Enel, though. We've seen all the other Warlord players play Enel. But maybe this is his tried and true beloved. Say Bonnie. I do think with like stun potential and I do think with like the stun potential that Bonnie can have and also just that leader effect being so good, I could see it having a slight advantage. But I don't know. Maybe it just comes down to Alexis and how much he can heal. Yeah, 10 cost Newgate is not very good. Well, okay. What I mean by I don't know their records, yes, their records, their record, Osto Pig is up here, but this is 5-1. We're on round 8. I'm no mathematician, but 5-1 equals 6. So they're missing like one game. They're missing one game on these records. These players, I think, should be, if they're X-1, they should be 6-1, right? Because they're competing in their 8th game, so it should total 7. But yeah, I think we're missing a game, but I think it's safe to say that they're X-1. So Bonnie is just going to Laboon and pass. I really like Laboon. especially in this matchup, since Nami's consistently plays Zeus, as you see on screen over here on the left side. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put you guys back up. There you go, chat. You're back on screen. Nami, just not having any plays, no girl promo, going to be very good for the Jewelry Bonnie. Starts out with the 6K swing, leader effect per Rona going to the trash to become a 7. Does have a Jewelry Bonnie Searcher. Jewelry Bonnie Searcher is going to be nice to try to find a supernova. Looking at this hand, it looks like we have Dracul Mihawk, the 8-cost blocker from OP12, I think it was. Looks like it's going to be the blocker Nami. That's going to be a nice one to have, right? Gives you a little bit of cycle, some card draw, restanding a Dawn for your leader effect. Got one open. Nope, clearing that Bonnie right there. I would have almost, I guess maybe you were leaving yourself an opportunity to maybe find like another 1-cost Bonnie. But I was going to say, I would have liked maybe a 7 commit. But like Alexis going in and playing the Kiku Nojo, the 5-Dawn turn for David, or David, however he pronounces it, is going to go ahead, take that first life. No Dawn onto the leader, so can't you pitch one, go to 7, and plays the Smoker. Smoker's going to be really nice, right? Especially with that activate main, you're going to be able to tap out all the way and guarantee that you're always going to get a Dawn restood so long as that Smoker's on the field. And because of that one Dawn that you restood, the Laboon is a nice protection effect in case a Zeus tries to come down. Thinking about playing 5-cost Nami to be able to force David to take a life. It was going to go down to 4. Nami draws a card off of leader effect. Attaching the other Dawn is going to go ahead, swing 7, resting the Kiku Nojo because of leader effect. Is going to go down to 3 and pass off the turn. Now Bonnie going to go to 6. Or wait, no. 7 is going to go to 7. Bonnie's on the odd curve. 7K banish swing is not going to be good, right? Very good in yellow. Is going to have to command leader effect in 1K to get out of the attack. You'd rather give up 2 cards, and looks like Nami is going to be for the leader effect, and a baby 5 tournament promo, by the way, is going to be used to get out of that one. A couple different cards that Bonnie can utilize right now. Can't use the Mihawk yet. Mihawk blocker, not until next turn. But goes in with a Bonnie Searcher. Trying to find another supernova, maybe a 6-cost Law. 6-cost Law has a ton of value right now. Goes with another blocker Nami. That's 2 back-to-back manga secret rares, by the way, chat. And ends up playing it out onto the field. Because of the 8 cards that are rested, is going to be able to draw 2, trash 1, and restand 1 Dawn. Is going to... Whoa! 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 What is this? This guy right here, chat. Doflamingo. 7 cost, 8,000 power. On opponent's attack, once per turn, tap 1. May rest the Dawn cards. Rest a 6-coster. Has this card ever seen competitive play? I did not expect that. I saw people post it in our Las Vegas Discord the other day, and I thought it was just a meme. They were talking about it in Dracul Mihawk. Not Bonnie. That's a weird card. But I guess it makes sense, right? You can, like, proactively rest 6-cost Enel. Starts out now with a 6,000 power swing after restanding 1 Dawn from the blocker Bonnie effect. Just a 1K count, or just a leader effect to get out of that attack. Or actually swung at the Kiku Nojo more than like the 1K out of that. Rereading the Laboon. Laboon, with that protection effect, if a 7K character is to be removed from the field, all they have to do is tap 2 cards. Can be Dawn, can be leader, can be characters, including himself. So Zeus is going to be coming in, is going to try to negate either the blocker or the Dawn. But looks like is just going to let the Laboon go. Wants to keep both of those. Now 6,000 power swing is going to leader effect and rest the Nami, the 5 cost. Going to clear that Searcher Bonnie right there. And now a 5k ad lead is just going to be the free block. A Silver's Rayleigh now getting rid of the Smoker. That's why I don't know. Well, I guess like either way, you were kind of in trouble with like the Laboon. That was the exact combo of cards that Nami needed. Because if you keep the Laboon, then you can't keep the Smoker off of the Silver's Rayleigh and vice versa. So big turn. 5k swing is just a 1k out of this. Now taking the life going down to 1. Dracula Mihawk coming in. That blocker going to restand 4 cards. On a decent hand size, but replays another Smoker. Is going to restand 1 with the activate main, pass off the turn, and once again, that Banish character back onto the field. Not protected anymore by like another Zeus, but does Nami really want a Zeus and go down to 0? Another Silver's Rayleigh is 6 Dawn committed. Probably have some healing effect right now. The David still at 3 life. Still pretty healthy. Got 8 cost Gecko Moria. So now with the 6k swing is going to go ahead. Leader effect to rest the Rayleigh. A 1k out of that to keep the Bonnie blocker alive. Now another 6k swing right here. Does have a free block with the Dracula Mihawk, but when to block is the real question. Might be looking at a Gecko angle to freeze the Smoker. So the free block coming in on that 7k swing. Playing the Perona in the life. Oh, interesting. I would have thought you do the Perona on the field, played over the Zeus, but I guess maybe not. Is going to leader effect 1k to get out of that Banish swing. Now another 1k to keep these characters alive as the blocker Bonnie goes in and swings there. Has full 10 Dawn left. Another 6k swing going at the Rayleigh, a 2k Kumasi to get out of that attack. You have another 8 cost blocker Mihawk right now. And is going in with a Mihawk swing. Was not afraid right now, would rather just clear board. Here comes that 8 cost. Restanding 4 Dawn, still 6 or 5 left, I believe. Is going to be a Carrot. Carrot stunning one of the 2 is going to be Nami. Then Smoker effect restanding 1 Dawn for the leader effect. You're starting to see the value of Smoker in this list. Oh, a very intimidating board right now. Only 4 cards in hand, but still 3 life. Where do you go with these 2? Is going to go to Gecko now. 12,000 power at Smoker. Rest the Perona, or I'm sorry, the Kiku Nojo. Block with the Mihawk. Probably the last big swing for Alexis. Ooh, but goes 8,000 power. Maybe at lead now is going to take the life, draw 1 off of leader effect, ignoring the Smoker now at this point. Borsalino goes in and heals. Now, at least if they swing into the 5 cost Nami, you would be able to play out another character if you want. 7k Banish swing. Running low on hand size. Bonnie looking pretty good in this one. Still sitting at 2 life. I think has another 8 cost in the hand. Maybe thinking about blocking this one. Going to block with the Borsalino. Swing the Carrot now. Carrot. I think swinging at the Nami and freezing the Kiku Nojo. Maybe gambling that it doesn't have another 5 cost. Or impactful body that play on the field, but lets that go Flips over that top life. It's Borsalino to play Zoro. So pitching a card is going to now go up to 4. And I think he's got no cards in hand. So it takes that first life. Is going to be a Kikunojo trigger to play out on the field. 9-cost Shanks KOing the Gecko Moria and passing off the turn. Got 2 blockers on the field, 2 life. Several cards in hand for this Bonnie. Crazy game so far. About 4 or 5 cards. One card in hand. Maybe it's just thinking about spreading out the Dawn, swing bigger numbers. 10 at lead. Rest the Kikunojo blocks with the Seeker Rare Bonnie. Still 6 Dawn left. Is just going to go 11 at lead. Is going to go ahead, block with the Mihawk. He is not going down lower than 2. 7-cost Banished Smoker is going to put Borsalino in the trash. Now is going to go ahead and clear board a little bit. Carrot swinging at the Zoro, but freezing the Kikunojo. Is this card in hand a 1K? Is just going to control the board. Is going to 1K out of that. Now the Shang swinging in, clearing that Zoro. Yeah. Swing at the Zoro. There you go. Still has all 10 Dawn left. Being patient in this game. Nami definitely in top deck mode. The 5 at lead is going to trigger the Perona to play out the Perona. Doesn't matter as much. More a body on field to be able to deal with. So after playing down the Mihawk and restanding Dawn, is going to play a blocker Bonnie to once again have 2 blockers on the field. And the draw 2, trash 1, pitch a random card is going to be Cavendish. So not having the Cavendish here. Prioritizing Carrot, Bonnie. The restanding 1 Dawn, but also the Smoker effect, giving him 3 Dawn in total for potential counter events. I think this Nami's in a lot of trouble right now. This Bonnie deck list is pretty interesting. I mean, it's pretty traditional, I feel like, to what we've seen. 10,000 going now, resting the leader, just blocking with the Bonnie. The double play of Dracula Mihawk and blocker Bonnie is going to go ahead, block with the Mihawk, and now we're back to the same position as we were before. 7 Banished Swing is going to be a Robin. The Shanks coming in. Bonnie dominated that game. From start to finish. Bonnie rocked that one. Man, if you hate blue, yellow Nami, just play green Bonnie. Play green Bonnie, chat. All right. I believe this is the final round of Swiss that we've got. Right? 9 rounds. Actually, is this still 9? Yeah, this is still 9. Here we go, chat. Ooh, Hector. This is the Lucy player that we saw earlier in the tournament. Being down a Enel. Lucy is favored in this matchup against Nami, I believe. So, going to be curious to see if he can hold on, get another win. But chat, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us today through the stream. If you want to watch the official live stream, I got the links in the pinned messages and also linked in the description below if you're on YouTube. Need that deck list ASAP? Well, if he made top cut, it should be on Eggman events later. Probably later today. Bonnie is sneaky if they high roll. Saw 2 Mihawks, a Carrot, a Bonnie blocker. It was awful going first as Croc. Well, I mean, there was so much like draw, right, within that deck that it was almost just like, it was like high rolly, but he was also like very consistent because he just drew a ton of cards. Did a good amount of searching, did a lot of drawing. It was really interesting. I mean, he kind of commanded that whole game. So it looks like Hector, the Lucy player, keeping the hand, and Hewlin, hopefully I said that right, ends up going for the mulligan. You like to see that if you're Hector. Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty good, and he's been doing good. All right, so round 9. Both of these players 7-1, so playing for a lock in top cut. Looks like Nami is going to be attaching one, passing off the turn on the odd curve. So Rebecca coming in. Chat, what does Nami and or Lucy want curve-wise in this matchup? Rebecca looking for a Dressrosa card is going to go for Viola. Viola being another nice searcher that he might play down onto the field right now. But ends up going for the Dressrosa Kingdom stage instead. I would have maybe liked, if you already had that in hand, I would have maybe liked playing the Dressrosa Kingdom stage before searching with Rebecca. I think all in all, it's not that big of a deal. Is going to go ahead, Nami, no girl play, is just going to go ahead and swing. Try to put Hector down to 3 life. Is going to go with the stage already. Plus 2,000 power and 2K out of that attack. Go up to 9. So now on the 4 Dawn turn. Does have a Barto and go use a Mr. Luffy. We'll see if he has a momentum as well. But is just going to trash the Perona for 7,000 power. But the Barto comes in. Barto going to be able to play. You go ahead and use a Mr. Luffy. Be able to draw 2 cards is going to be a third after leader effect. Good job refilling the hand, especially with only 1 swing per turn. Going to be a strong start for Hector, I feel like. Got the stage set up. Got the Barto set up. Got at least 1 7-cost Sabo in the hand. I think there's also a Cavendish there, so Cavendish could be nice for your 6 Dawn turn to play out. So now at the 5 Dawn turn for Nami, does have a 5-cost Nami from EBO3 to play out. Going to be good for Kyu as well. Forcing Hector to take a life and a draw from your leader effect. Now you've got a 6K swing to force either a 2K or the Dressrosa stage. Looks like Hector is going to take a life, and you see this very commonly with players playing against Nami. You want to minimize the amount of times their leader effect goes off and the amount of times that they can use 5-cost Nami. All right, so taking 2 life in 1 turn, typically a strategy that you'll see a lot of players do. 6 Dawn turn right now. Can't play the 7-cost Sabo, but could maybe get their board a little bit wider. Is going to use leader effect on the 5K swing to make Nami a 7,000 power leader defensively. At 4 life, very healthy. The barrier pistol coming in, not going for the body, but bottom decking the Nami. Is going to remove the board entirely and now drawing 1 card. Finds another 7-cost Sabo, so we are stacked for the later turns. We'll have 1 Dawn to utilize if we want to use for a like Viola searcher or Rebecca if we've got one. It looks like Viola is going to be the option. Looking at that top 3 for a Dressrosa card. Is going to find Memento of him. We can go a little bit wide in the next turn, similar to what we did in the Enel game, right? Playing the 7-cost Sabo, getting the Memento into the Cavendish that we have in hand. Could be really good against Nami. Especially this Thriller Bark version that can maybe stun some of your characters. Sitting at, how much Dawn is that? 7 Dawn now. We're in a Robin turn, but if we Robin here, we're not going to be able to be a 7K leader, which could be a big deal. Starting out with the 5K swing, though. Think about over-countering a little bit with a 2K. I feel like you could just use your leader effect and get rid of 1 little event. End up going with the Fire Fist. Interesting. So now with the Robin going in and healing 1, going up to 5 now. Not really getting a lot of pressure at life. Oh, Manuel, nice. I mean, he's rocking this Lucy right now. A 3rd Sabo hits the hand. 5K coming in at lead. Nami, no Dawn on the leader, so can't use leader effect to become a 7. Going to 1K out of that attack. Now the 6 is going to have to force a 2K. Nami starting to take life. Going in at 4 now. Potential trigger is just reading Barto. Maybe it's a type of removal card. Is going to be Silver's Rayleigh to get rid of the Rebecca, right? Because with the Barto, if it would be KO'd, you can trash an event from your hand instead just gets the value of a potential extra blocker that Hector may have. So is going to go with that 7-cost Sabo. The momentum of him play that I was talking about is going to go ahead, draw 2, has to trash 1. Thinking about trashing. Think about trashing another Bartow. Yeah, I feel like you really only need 1. Right? If you don't have another, go ahead and use him, Mr. Luffy. Opts to not play anything. Wait, why? Don't we have a Cavendish? Why would we not play anything? Did he miscount the, did he not draw? Okay, Sabo. Am I missing something? Okay, Sabo, momentum of him. Yeah, it's draw 2. Draw 2, trash 1. Yeah, I don't think he sequenced this correctly. I think he just went a little faster than he needed to. The draw 2, trash 1. And yeah, drawing off the leader effect. Now he's not able to play the Cavendish out on the field. Yeah, man. Oh, that hurts. And that's kind of a big deal, too. Like, you want a ton of swings coming in at Nami right now. That's a big one, especially with Cavendish being able to draw 2, trash 1 for every single swing that it has. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, man. Dang, I'm pulling for this Lucy, too. Oh, no, the camera. Camera's a little... Oh. But you know what? I've been there. I've been there. Oh, well, yeah, that's what I mean, like Hungry Korean. Like, for the draw, too, like, it's so important. Nami now swing 6 at lead. Gonna go ahead, just 2K out of that. A Perona coming down on the field to freeze this Bartow from attacking, and now Kikunojo just widening the board. After Hector able to widen the board, Kyo just going to do that. Exactly that. Very good against a blocker deck, I feel like. Going wide. Does have another memento of him, so can actually go in with another 7-cost Sabo memento of him to play out the Cavendish on the field. So you could go for that now on this turn. But is it worth it? You pitched the Fire Fist earlier. Maybe he's thinking about leaving some Dawn open for, like, the Just Watch Me ace? To finding a Barrier Bear. Ooh, maybe playing the Barrier Bear pistol off of the 7-cost Sabo just to bottom deck one of these bodies like Perona. You can stop the Thriller Bark loop if you get it. Well, actually, he has another one in trash, so it doesn't necessarily stop it. Is going to go ahead, use the... Oh, he's going to bottom deck the Robin. Minus 3,000 power for only 1 Dawn because of how many events you have in the trash. Makes it a minus 5,000 power character. I like this play a lot. Ends up finding Barrier Bulls. But the 7-cost Sabo coming in is going to play a Dressrosa cost event for free of 7 or less. Barrier Pistol bottom decking the Robin. Getting rid of that 8K body on the field. Already drew 1 off of leader effect, so can't do that again. But now the 5,000 power at lead is going to force a card out of hand with leader effect. Nami running out of cards in hand right now. Only 4. 2 Sporcelino, Baby 5, and what's this other card that he's got in hand? Newgate. I think he's thinking about whether or not he wants to keep the Newgate. Ends up taking it going down to 3. Yeah, Borsalino. And gets aggressive now, swinging the Sabo. Potential trigger, Hogback going to be playing Perona onto the field. Not really going to have an impactful stun, but another body is going to be good. Especially because you lost one on the Barrier Pistol. So at a full 10 Dawn now. Yet again, we have that Newgate in hand. We'll see if he plays the Newgate. Starts out testing the waters with a 5K swing. Add lead. The 5K swing is going to use leader effect. Get rid of the barrier bowls. Not really seeing barrier bowls get any value in this tournament so far. It's probably good when you're running the Bartow, but I haven't seen it yet. The 6K swing, Dressrosa Kingdom getting 7. Now the new gate coming in, draw 2, trash 1. We see Zoro and Gecko off the draw. 2 brick cards. I was thinking about getting rid of Hogback or Perona. So is going to go ahead, pitch the Zoro. Now going in, attaching the 2. Is just going to be a 7,000 power swing. I think you swing the 7 if he blocks, and if he doesn't block, then you swing Perona. But now that he blocks, you definitely swing Perona. Is going to go, just watch me, ace for minus 3,000 power to get out of the attack. Put the Perona down to a 4,000 power character. We move into Sabo's next turn, or Lucy's next turn. Do have another 7 cost in the hand. Do we have a good event to pair with it? I got to re-pull a Barrier Bolt. Barrier Bolt, not necessarily great. Swings the Bartow. Leader effect. Procs off for 7,000 power. Now going in with the Sabo. He's getting aggressive. Man, I feel like we really missed the 4-cost Cavendish. I feel like we very, very much missed the 4-cost. Ends up taking the life right there. Playing over the Viola for another Sabo. That's the bread and butter name of the game for this deck. He's going to go with a memento of him. Now might actually play the Cavendish, essentially. Finds Fire Fist and another event. I think it's the Go Get Him, Mr. Luffy. Plays the Cavendish after pitching the Barrier Bowls. Now getting to draw 1 card off leader effect. Read on left. Then he got about 5 in hand. Does have a Roger. Roger could be nice. You've got a couple 9,000 power bodies. Just goes in with the go ahead and use them, Mr. Luffy, to draw a couple cards. Refill the hand size. Yeah, I agree with Pickles. And I think that's just how the deck is built now with like Bartow and this go ahead and use him, Mr. Luffy. Like you just have so much card draw. Like Hungry Korean saying, like, if the Nami survives long enough, like Lucy will just deck out. You know? Which is crazy. Healthy hand size for the Nami, about 7 in hand, I think. What do you do here as... You have another new gate? Do you play that? Play the Gecko? Got a Gecko in hand. I think he also has a Robin in hand. That? Could go Borsalino, right? Do a little bit of healing. Actually, I don't think he has a Robin in hand. 5K swing is just going to be a 1K Rebecca out of the hand. Get out of the attack. Another 5 just going in with a free block. We'll have 1 blocker left. No way this is a double. I know they need another token. They need like a coin or something. But it's probably hard because I think on the official One Piece live streams, they have to use only official things. Like they can't use like TC Evolution. I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. He's thinking about playing a new gate. You could new gate and go 7-8. I think it's just doing exactly that. Not an SP new gate. Ends up finding a 3rd Borsalino. Getting rid of the girl promo. But one of these is attaching to the new gate. Okay. I guess with the new gate, you can, a swing at the Sabo. Clearing board a little bit right there. Or swinging in. Is going to go ahead and take it. What is it? It's going to be a barrier. The bottom deck, one of the cards. Looks like Kikunojo is the target. Oh, does the handbook say you can use any marker? All right, I might have been wrong there. Does not swing with leader. I think it's just because one, Enel, but two starts off with the Cavendish swing. One, Enel, but there's just way less loose. But you're right. And Lucy also generally doesn't get very far, I feel like. So is going to counter out of that attack on the 7. The leader effect and 2 getting rid of, or leader effect and 1 getting rid of the Gecko Moria. We're just hard playing Fire Fist right now. To minus what I believe is the active Newgate. No 0 cost characters, so you don't pitch 2 cards to KO something. Still sitting like 7 cards in hand. Healthy hand size. The Fire Fist, though, is because you're at 2 or less life, is going to minus that active Newgate and get rid of it. So the double minus. Big deal. That's a threatening body that you get rid of. So Barto to swing. 8,000 power is going to be a 2K to go to 9. Now swinging at the Sabo. Are you sure? Swing? I guess so. He's very confident that he's going to be able to survive. Ends up taking that life, going to 0, passing off the turn. Still has that Roger in hand. So has 1 blocker. I mean, not really having removal for these Sabos. You know that your blocker is going to get some sort of value. $5K swing is just going to be a leader effect. Get rid of 1K counter on the Memento. Another 5K swing is going to be yet again leader effect. Go ahead and use them, Mr. Luffy. You can use your leader effect as many times as you want in a turn. That 5K swing, though, getting Rebecca. Is he going to go double Borso? He might go double. Oh, I hate Borso. Go up to 2 life. And he's going in and swinging now. Going to clear this. Sabo, minimize the amount of swings. Here we go. Heal 1. Heal 2. And a pass off the turn. Still has 1 Borsalino. Crazy. Does have a Rebecca searcher. Can't play the Roger as of yet, but starting out with the Cavendish is going to draw 2 trash 1. Did find another 7-cost Sabo, which is a big deal. Getting rid of the Just Watch Me ace. We have an event to pair with it. I think this is maybe what the Rebecca is looking for. See, the double attack Flame Fruit, which is better than nothing, right? Is able to draw 2 cards, a third off your leader effect. Is also able to get the double attack. Not terrible. Not the best, not terrible. I think we were looking for a Fire Fist there. A Fire Fist could have gotten rid of the Newgate. 6K going at Perona now. Especially because you don't have any more 6 costs or less that can swing on the field. Swinging at Perona doesn't really do anything to your board. So is going to opt for the on KO. Rebecca now can't swing. 7-cost Sabo coming in. This is the 4th 7-cost Sabo. So the last one, he's seen all 4 of them in the 2 games that we've watched. Is going to get that Flame Fruit. Now is going to get the double attack on his leader and then draw 1 off of leader effect. Let's find a 2K Leo. That's going to be nice for the survivability on this next turn. Now the 9K swing. More than likely going to block, I feel like, right here. Yeah, just block with one of the Borsalino. I think you hold. Pass off the turn. Yeah, add this on to Rebecca. You've got 3 blockers on the field that Nami can't really interact with. Unless they want to commit a lot of Dawn. You just like, you have Roger in hand and you slam it down next turn because you go to 0. Right? And you hope that your couple swings plus Roger can carry you past the blockers. 2K out of that attack with the Leo. Another 7K swing coming in is going to free block off of the Sabo. Robin coming in is just going to heal 1. Put him up to 3. And then the draw 1 off leader effect. A 2K Kumasi. Oh, Nami's looking so good. I think we really miss the Cavendish. That Cavendish turn, missing that. Oh, that hurts bad, I think. I think we do have a 7-cost Fire Fist, though. We are going to use the Fire Fist to minus the Newgate. I think we're going with a double Fire Fist play to get rid of him. We might be able to survive yet again if we get rid of this Newgate because of the amount of blockers that we can have. And there's that combo yet again. One of the reasons why I'm a big believer in the old 2-cost Fire Fist. Now the board a lot less threatening. You still have 1 life. Yeah, he'd probably be close to decking out by now, to be honest. Yeah, because Cavendish is a forced swing. Or a forced draw, I should say. Is going to leader effect 2K out of that attack. Now, with the 6K swing, drawing 2, trashing 1 is going to be another Cavendish. I wish he would fan out his deck to show us how much, how many cards he had in there. But was swinging at the Perona, so is going to say that Barto cannot swing. I think that's kind of a fair trade. Now the 9-cost going at lead. Taking the life, no trigger. Becky blocker getting a Dawn. Still not in overtime yet. Crazy. Players have been playing like decently fast. Yeah, and I think we're just trying to hold for Roger in the next. There is a 3-cost Sanji in the hand. So if he goes down to 0 right here, that could spell trouble, but blocks the first 7,000 power swing. Now going 11,000 power over where? Over at lead is going to take that life. Drawing 1 card now because of leader effect. We have another freaking Borsalino. But now we have 2 9,000 power bodies, 2 6s, and a leader with maximum power because of Gold D Roger. And I think you just slam down Roger, right? You just slam down Roger at this point. Roger coming down. Borsalino blockers cannot block, but you have to hit 4 times on a leader that's going to become 7,000 power. So starts out with a 5K swing, ends up pitching 3 things to make it an 8,000 power swing. Unblockable. So 8,000 power is going to have to command 2 cards out of Nami's hand. Oh, wait. The Cavendish and the Barto can't swing. So if he just gets out of this, he wins, right? Leader effect and 2K goes in. 9-cost Sabo swing. 9,000 power swing, again, is just going to counter out of this attack, too. Now the Roger swing going in at lead is going to GG's. I think he only had like a couple cards left in this deck. Nami ending up winning the game. Oh, man. Feels like a lot of things went Lucy's way. But it just, after that Cavendish turn where you lost all that pressure, it just all rolled downhill. Dang. He like I think he put himself in a really, like, credit to this Nami player though, because he stacked up 2Ks in the hand. He stacked up 2Ks and he put himself in a great position, like keeping this Sanji, right? Mateo, what I will say though is sometimes it's not about the fun, because there's literally like tens of thousands of dollars on them. So why would you not play like one of the best decks? You know? I get that a lot of people don't like Nami, but like I can't fault anybody for playing Nami. It's a really good deck, and like if you win a serial, you can sell it for like what, $30,000 at least? which is more than what a lot of people make in like a year. And you could do it in one tournament. So I do agree that 4 Borso is really annoying. But yeah, didn't Jonas sell his serial Luffy for 30K? Didn't he say? Or something like ridiculous like that? Or was it 3,000? Hold on. I'm pulling up Jonas's Twitter. 3,000 is still like a great number. Yeah. You guys not remember this? He sold his serial Luffy for 30K. That's crazy. And I don't know if it's still like this price. I don't know if it's any higher. I don't know if it's any lower. But if this is the starting price for this card, shoot, I'll play a deck that is awful to play against if that means that I'm going to be able to like literally put down a deposit on a home, you know? Yeah, like this was it's definitely changed since then. But what I'm trying to say is like there's a ridiculous amount of money that you can make by being good at the game. And so why would you not play like a really good deck if your goal is to like just play full time? Like I get that Nami is not everybody's favorite deck to play against. It's not mine either, but like dude, you can't deny like the potential. I mean, I'm planning on maybe playing like Blackbeard, and I want to lock in. I want to start winning tournaments. I want to start topping tournaments. So what if I just played it like a top 3 deck? So I mean, to each their own, and like some people put more value on the potential prizing rather than like in OP14 right now. I've been playing or OP15. I've been playing Crocodile. So like as of right now, I'm valuing Crocodile way more. Like having fun, playing a deck that I think is the most fun. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You know, there's no wrong way. There's no wrong answer, I should say. No wrong answer. The only right answer is what you value. But chat, that's going to be all for me today. I do not have time for Top Cut today, so we will get that tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I will be live. Or actually, wait, no. Yeah, I might do it tomorrow, but it might not be the morning. Hold on. I got to check my schedule. Maybe it'll be Friday, actually. Maybe it'll be Friday morning. Because I just remembered that I am going to be... I just remembered that I am tomorrow going to be taking part of... Where is it? I retweeted it. Yeah. I'm going to be part on the Saboti Showdown in the extra regulation format tournament that they've been holding this season. I'm going to be part of this as commentary. It's a best of 5, and it's only one match. You know, it's only one best of 5. So I don't know how long it's going to be, but it'll either, I mean, it's, what is this? 12 p.m. Pacific time. We might actually save it for Friday. We might actually do it on Friday. Just simply because this is the middle of the day. Top 16s are best of 3. So I don't know. It could take a while. So we may just table this for Friday. Yeah, because this is going to be like at least an hour or 2. And I don't have all day. I got some things going on later this day. I have an extra grand battle to go to tomorrow night. So, yeah. Anyways, chat, I will make sure that there is a live stream link in the on the channel here in the next like 24 hours or so. depending on how I feel of where I want to go. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support. If you want to, chat, if you want to, where is that? I did put out a video the other day, speaking of extra regulation, talking about extra regulation format and some of the best decks. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check it out. And if you've already seen it, watch it again. Anyways, chat, that's going to be all for me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And again, if you want to watch the rest of the tournament that we were tuning into, you can check it out in the pinned message here on Twitch or YouTube, or you can go to the link in the description below on YouTube. I'll see you guys later.